My first 3 years of high school football, bro, I played just about every position you can think of on both sides of the ball, pretty much a jack of all trades. But now coming into my senior year in high school, trying to increase my rankings, only sitting at a 2-star recruit out of Chicago, Illinois, I'm trying to change my entire direction when it comes to my football career. Don't get me wrong, I've been balling out all through my years in high school, been on varsity since a freshman. But when you play for one of the worst schools in the city, you're not going to have as many eyes on you. But I feel like you putting the right film on tape, the scouts going to find you regardless of how bad your team plays or whatever. If you ball, they gonna come get you. And the problem is I was spreading myself way too thin, playing every position, doing little by little everywhere that I possibly can to help our team win, even though we haven't had success. But now here in my senior year, only sitting at a 2-star recruit, I'm determined. My main focus is to lock in at the cornerback position. I feel like I'm more of a prototype, but to put that in better words, more so the prototype. I can do everything you ask of me, not only just as a corner, but as a player, a leader. My goal for my senior season is simple: become the best, most dominant defensive player in the entire nation. And that's a lot to ask of myself, being that we only have 9 games in the season. And being that my high school ain't even sniffed the playoffs since the early 2000s will definitely help out. Making it to the postseason give me more opportunity to put more on film. And aside from me just chasing a goal, trying to be a football player, have a career, what's going on outside of this football stuff is really what's motivating me, pushing me to be the best person I can. An entire generation before me, my mama, my daddy, uncles, aunts, everybody that came through this school with this very same program. Daddy all the way down to my youngest uncle, straight up stars on the football field, had everything it took to go to the next level and ball out. But when you grow up on the south side of Chicago in one of the worst neighborhoods, the streets often get the best of you. No matter what I've done on the football field, I've always been able to excel. And just a straight up natural, but to become the cornerback I need to be is going to take some work. Even though cornerbacks aren't known for their physicality, I love the contact. Coming down, laying a big hit, I know that's definitely going to separate me on film without a question. But what I feel is most important, especially as a DB, being able to make plays on that ball, picking up an interception here on 3rd and long against Bolingbrook, housing that thing for 6. And if I can make plays like that on a consistent basis, I have every school across the nation beating down my front door. Already with limited opportunity, with little to no eyes on me, I gotta play damn near mistakeless football. To get some action in the return game, really trying to secure our 2nd straight win in a row, something we haven't done in a very long time, at least since I've been here, taking off to the left, hitting it back to the right, a few blocks away from taking this into the crib. Offense couldn't do nothing with it, but it's all good. Defensively, we gonna hold it down. Taking care of my deep zone, boy, this quarterback tried me, making that my 2nd pick just here in the first half. Even though we ain't put no points up since about the first quarter, hands down the best start to a game we probably done had just about ever, and that's mainly due to the way that I'm balling out right now. And how I see it, one of the most important things when it comes to getting them stars, your ranking up, or getting them scholarship offers is impact. That's probably the most important, if not top 3, because you can make all the slight, smaller, big plays on the field that you want, but if what you're doing is not impacting the game in a heavy way, does anybody really care? Picking up my 3rd pick in the first half, and dog, about a 4th quarter to have a 21-point lead on the team we usually lose to just about every single year is crazy. We playing way above our expectation. And even with a crazy lead here in the 4th quarter, I'm not trying to let up out that gas at all. 1st and 10 baiting them just right underneath, picking up my 4th interception of the game. 4 picks in one game, that's more than I had all of last year. And with more picks comes more scholarship offers. Toledo, USF, Northern Illinois, and Purdue, they all send them things through. After the way I balled out last week, dog, I've been getting love from everywhere and everybody, from around school to the neighborhood, these scouts, coaches, everything just been going crazy. It done got to a point where right now I feel like I'm finally getting everything that I deserve, everything that I ever wanted. I'm on the verge of doing something nobody in my family and my bloodline has ever done. To not only go to college, but on a full ride, pretty soon I'm gonna have my choice, my pick at any school in the country, and I ain't really put too much thought into where I want to go. I mean, I done went on a few visits, had some sit downs and conversations with some coaches over the phone. Some even came to the crib and sat down with my mama and daddy, but I ain't really feel too strong about none of it. Then again, I think about it like this: I have yet to have any real big time schools offer me a scholarship. I mean, Division I programs, but not no Bamas, the Georgias, Ohio States, none of those just yet. But after hearing the first half, yet again securing another multi-pick game, I have no doubt by next week, those big time Power 5 schools gonna be at my front door with that NIL bag ready. But I'm trying not to force it and make it all about the bag, because I can easily go to the wrong situation, chasing the money, peak here in college, and not reach my ultimate goal, which is the league. And once I get there, that's when I really can take care of my people. Not only set myself up for success, but the generations to come after me. Even though this whole process has been super hectic and kind of draining, I think it's important to keep the main thing, and that's winning football games, catching interceptions, and making plays on this football field. We up 24-zip going into the 4th quarter, but securing a shutout win in an away game is unheard of coming from us. As a cornerback, trying to grow in every aspect that I possibly can, getting better in man coverage, zone, trying to be dynamic in every single way that I possibly can. And when I mess up in man coverage, I'm going to make up for it in zone, protecting this deep back left half of the field. A perfect ball thrown towards the sideline turns into a pick. I stay in bounds and turn this in upfield. What I told you about them big dogs, they was going to be coming and knocking at the door eventually, and the biggest dog of them all since that scholarship offer, one of the best defenses in the country right now. And I just got word, officially a 4-star recruit and ranked within the ESPN top 150, sitting at 129, definitely trying to get that rank up. I want to be number 1 before the season is over. We only 3 games into this season, but the confidence that we got as a team right now is something I thought I would never see, especially coming out of us. With this new confidence coming out of the team, I'm seeing a little bit of cockiness coming out of some of the guys who don't even make plays on the field, and that ain't good for the team. Like me being me, a playmaker going crazy on the field, dominating. I can talk my shit, you know what I'm saying, pop it a little bit if I want to, but I don't. I play the humble card. But we dead got some bench warmers, guys who don't even touch the field, waiting for a blowout just to get out here and get an opportunity. They the ones doing all the talking, and it's really kind of throwing out the morale of the team, throwing out the vibe. And if we ever needed to be locked in, is right now. Going into the second quarter, no points on the board, Crystal Lake driving that ball down the field. And kind of as expected, pretty much on the goal line, dropping back, they deliver a diamond to the end zone, picking up their second touchdown, 14-0 going into the half. Right now, we need a big play more than ever, especially at the start of the third quarter, the start of the second half. They've been trying to avoid me, but they can't avoid my dog. Big 1-4 making a play, picking up the interception. 3rd and 10, dropping back, trying to protect my zone. Nothing coming my way. Everything going to the opposite side of the field. But guess what? A big play is going to be made yet again. Offense has to move the ball. Crystal Lake been starving me an opportunity throughout this entire game, but I finally get an opportunity here on 2nd and 10, and I screw it up in the biggest way, giving up a huge play, putting them in the red zone. I ain't gonna lie, giving up a play like that, something I ain't done all season, has completely shattered my confidence right now. I get ran over into the end zone, giving up another touchdown, dog. I'm destroyed mentally. And for the first time this season, we faced a little bit of adversity, something we are used to, and I guess it was so easy for us to fall back into our old mindset, being that we started this season out better than ever. I know it ain't number 1 game, but if we slip back into our loser ways, dog, everything I've worked for, everything that I've built just in such a short time will be snatched away as fast as it came. But I mean, somewhat on the bright side, I received some news that I was kind of hoping for and expecting. That boy Coach Prime up there in Colorado, the Buffaloes, sent over that scholarship offer. In just 1 week, we went from being deadlocked, going to the playoffs, state championship, hopeful, to being doubted, shamed, and shunned by the same people that were supporting us just 2 weeks ago. Can't lie, for me personally, dog, it hurt. The love I get, the attention I've gotten over the last couple of weeks, it ain't changed. Like, people still rocking with me, but as our team, like, that's what really matters, our team. It don't matter what I do, how many picks, sacks, forced fumbles, tap, it don't matter what I do. If we not on the same accord as a team, dog, there is no success, no winning. I'm trying to be more vocal with my squad, be the natural born leader I believe that I am, but when your play is slipping, you can't lead whatsoever. I can do all the talking I want, but on that field, I'm sucking it up right now. Last week, I let a mistake I made in coverage kill all my confidence, my entire drive on the field. This week, I cannot allow that to happen, because if I don't step up and play well and continue to fold on defense as a team, dog, we won't be able to compete with anybody, not even a pee-wee football team. And right now, mentally, I'm gonna make that decision. Am I gonna step up and make a play, or am I gonna fold and tuck my tail? I'm gonna lock in, get downhill, make big plays in any way that I can. We down 2 scores going into the third quarter, dog. We need to make a big play. 2nd and 5, this receiver coming off my back hip. I get back in the coverage, picking up a great interception going into the half. Way to gain some momentum. But just like I said last week to myself, I'm harping it to the team, bro. If I'm making plays, that's all good. If you making plays, that's fine. But if we don't rally together as a squad, nothing's gonna shake. With pretty much no hope left in this ball game, on the goal line, I'm still stepping up, making plays, locked in, not going away easy. I refuse to fold. I'm locked in, but I can see the rest of my guys not, dog. I got 4 teammates in the back of the end zone pretty much chilling, giving them the free go-ahead touchdown to lay us down. The success, love, and growth of myself personally as a player on the field continues to just reign in. Another scholarship offer from the Virginia Cavaliers is cool and all, but damn, we on a 2-game losing streak. I'm not expecting my status to grow whatsoever. With a 2-game losing streak over my head, I'm officially a 5-star recruit, and according to ESPN, I'm the 90th best player in the country. 3-0 starting the season to 3-2 in the blink of an eye. This week is all about redemption, getting our team back on track, getting some more wins up under our belt. We got to finish the season the right way. And even though so far I've already solidified to be myself one of the best corners, if not one of the best defensive players in the country, I got to step my game up. I done kind of strayed away from what my goal for the season was for myself personally. That's to be the most well-rounded corner in the country. Whether that's man or zone coverage, coming down in the run game, everything that I possibly can to really separate myself on film. But I've been fiending for these picks so bad because I see what they can do, how they can boost your ranking, kind of put you in the eyes of everybody, put you on all the highlight tapes, this, that, and the third. I haven't been playing true to my play style. And that's just overall having high IQ cornerback play, high IQ football, period. Playing off my zone without baiting too much, giving up all these catches. I got to play smarter. Like right now, I got a cover 3 zone. I got to protect the deep ball, but I also got to look and pay attention to what's underneath. And I do that to perfection, coming down, picking up my first interception of the game. 1st and 10 with all that pressure up front from my guys, man, they cause a hiccup in Jacksonville's offense. We get an easy go-ahead touchdown. So far, we own this third quarter, straight up dominating the second half. Going into the fourth quarter, trying to maintain this momentum. We trying to knock their heads off and do everything we can to win this game. An empty gun look for Jacksonville. I'm going to maintain my depth. The quarterback has forever and a day to throw this ball. The second he looked my way, I know what time it is. Picking up another huge interception. We know they want to put the ball in the air here on 1st and 10. Got some man coverage in the slot. I married this route down to a T. My teammate missed the tackle. That creates opportunity for me to come down with a nasty cleanup job. Like I've always said, it's not about how you start, but always about how you finish. Man, coverage here on 3rd and 13, trying to put this game in the bag. And that's exactly what I do, coming away with a huge pick and a crazy return. Not only one of the better teams in the pack, but one of the best teams in the country. Send over that scholarship offer to Washington Huskies. Can definitely use my talents on that defense. Back at it this week with a home game, the final stretch. These last 4 games, we trying to lock in and get these dubs. 3rd and a long 12 will look like to be a wide receiver screen. They just trying to break off and do anything at this point, kind of going off script when it's supposed to be a guaranteed pick. I'm not mad at my dog for trying to make a play on the ball though. Got man coverage on my guy here in the slot on 1st down, mirroring and walking this route down to a T from start to finish. I don't look back for the ball and I end up giving up a huge play. Even though I got more interceptions right now than any player in the country, those are little fundamental mistakes I just cannot make. Those are the things I'm trying to tighten up on. And I hate to say it, but me giving up that huge play set them up for a big time drive to go in the score. They put points on the board first, so 0-16 currently has the lead over us. And knowing how bad our offense struggles, whether it's on the road or at the crib, it don't matter, bro. We do not execute well when we start to give up big plays, especially when the best player on the team is doing it. And I can see it already. Things are starting to go downhill. Multiple guys on that side of the field, nobody trying to step up and make a play. I got to come all the way across the field to stop this quarterback from taking this one back to the crib. After the most uneventful third quarter of football I done ever witnessed, played, or been a part of in my life, here in the fourth, one of these dumbfounded offenses got to figure it out, and it's looking like it's going to be them. And to no surprise, great coverage by me, but quarterback is going to drop back and throw this one right into the end zone, picking up a touchdown to extend the lead for 10. And a shock to everybody, offense go down and put some points on the board. Now down 3, it's on our defense to drop our nuts and make some plays. But we always take one step forward to take 10,000 back, bro. They give up another big play on the other side of the field. I can't do it all. I'm not an Iron Man. I can't just fly over there and step up when y'all don't want to. Man-to-man coverage on the straight up island against their #1 receiver. He runs a great corner route, but staying true to my technique, keeping my depth, I get into great position to pick off this perfect pass. Even though I just snapped and made the play of the game, we land ourselves right back in the same position, and with 5 receivers split wide, they're not throwing the ball my way, and we all knew we wasn't stopping them from getting into the end zone this time around. But I guess you could say that clutch pick ain't go unrewarded. A scholarship offer from the Oregon Ducks, the number 15 ranked team in the nation, one of the better teams in the Pac-12. This week, we face off against the number 3 ranked receiver in the country, but ESPN got him ranked amongst all players number 26 in the nation, and on a crazy 3rd and 16, he showed us exactly why. This can be a huge game for me. If I was able to play man coverage and lock him up personally one-on-one throughout the entirety of this game, I know my ranking would shoot through the roof. And on 2nd and 22, I finally get the opportunity to go man-to-man coverage with him, dropping back, giving him a little bit too much cushion. I get down and make the tackle, but this could have definitely been a pick 6. We need a big play, and they trying to secure this blowout just here in the first half, and a big play is made. My boy 44 picks up the interception, and down the sideline, he walks this one all the way into the crib for 6. We finally put some points on the board. Well, how their offense was rolling, the momentum they had as a team, especially in front of a home crowd, dog, we needed that. Now we just got to capitalize on the opportunities going forward. Now we talking. I got man-to-man coverage on the straight up island against their #1 player, and I'm thinking they finna throw up my way, but instead they set up for something quick underneath. You would think they would lean on their best player. We only down 3 points going into the fourth quarter. They trying to starve me and keep me away from all the action, but if it won't come to me, I'm gonna come to it. I got a deep zone here on 2nd and 13, eyes laser locked in on their #1 receiver, but every route, everything goes to the opposite side of the field. But you can't test my guys over there either, dog. We got playmakers everywhere. There's nothing coming my way. I'm finna completely abandon my zone, trying to make a tackle in the backfield, making big plays any way I can, but I'm gonna trip up this running back. Probably the worst performance from our defense in total all season, giving up nearly 400 yards on the day. I'm just stressing to my defense, not only keep them out of the end zone, we need to keep them out of field goal range as well. And even even though we done made a few plays on the day, we just lack that assertiveness. We're not blowing our backs, dropping our nuts on this offense, and it just seems virtually impossible to keep them out of the end zone or stop them from doing whatever they want to do. At this point, it just seemed like, especially over the last couple of weeks, these scholarship offers come in to kind of cushion the blow of a loss. Another Pac-12 offer coming from the Stanford Cardinals. Shout out to them. My team success ain't where we want it to be, but the way I've been balling out all over ESPN, catching these picks, been turning the neighborhood and even the whole city up. But that's how it is when you grow up in a rough neighborhood. You become somewhat of a hood superstar, and it got its pros and its cons. As far as the pros go, I'm getting congratulated from everybody, getting love all across the place. Everybody recognized me. I'm a role model for the younger kids, and honestly, ain't no feeling better than that. But the cons heavily outweigh the pros. You got guys around the neighborhood betting on the games, betting on my stats. Me personally, I don't like it, but due to my situation, I got to kind of blend in to get by. That's why I'm so ready for the season to end. I can make my commitment and get up out of here. As much as I love my city, a lot of bad is starting to come, and I'm getting a terrible feeling like something bad is about to happen. I don't want to speak up no negativity or no evil, but the way things going, it's almost like it's inevitable, and I got to get up out of here before anything transpires that I can't have no control over. But focusing on the moment, this game right now against Addison, one of the better teams in the city, is do or die for our playoff chances. If we win today, we just squeeze into the playoffs. If we don't, we go home. And our last game of the season being here at the crib, we got a big chance of making it. And then on top of that, the guys are stepping up making plays. Going into the fourth quarter with the clock running on 3rd and 6, I'm covering this deep zone, trying to bait it up. The quarterback launches this one in the air. You know what time it is. Coming away with my first pick of the game, a big time play. Now here in the 4th or 3rd and long situation, launching this ball to the other side of the field, a big time interception from another one of my guys, bro. Plays being made everywhere. I can't stress how proud I am of the guys stepping up, making big plays today against one of the better teams we're going to face all season. And for the first time in a long time, we get to make our way into the playoffs. And at the end of our season, on the best note possible, one of my biggest scholarship offers on the table this season from the Texas Longhorns out of the Big 12. I'm never nervous when I'm on this field, but tonight is completely different. Packed out home crowd, first time in the playoffs in forever. I'm seeing faces I ain't ever seen out there, and I'm already playing shaky. I give up the biggest play of this quarter. If not, we'll see all game. Putting them in the red zone. Now I got to ask my guys to step up and keep them out of the end zone. Do hold them to a 4th and goal. Empty gun look for the quarterback. He rolling out a little bit. A strip sack in the most clutch moment of them all. We needed this more than ever. Huge play from my guys up front. But somehow we land ourselves right back in the same situation towards the end of the first quarter. They get a walk-in, go-ahead touchdown. 3rd and 1, quick play going to the opposite side of the field, and my dogs out here hitting crazy hard. They don't know if it's because of the playoffs or what, but the second fumble that we've caused of the first half. And all season, our offense really ain't been big time on capitalizing on opportunities, so we got to give them the best field position we possibly can. So special teams got to step up, defense got to step up, we all got to pitch in. And on first down, read my flat zone, getting around all potential blockers, coming downhill, full speed, straight up smacking this quarterback. At this point, we can consider this game a straight up defensive battle. We stepping up, making plays, giving up that one touchdown early really hurt us, but right now, no offense is making no noise. Right now, I can't help but think, with the momentum be completely different if I didn't give up that big play to start the game. You got the best player, one of the best players in the country, giving up a play like that is crazy. But one thing I won't do right now, especially in the biggest game of the season with my dogs, is fold. I'm gonna come away with a huge pick here on 1st and 10, getting back into my zone. Great position and great snag. That's how you make a play. Coming into this game, I know the whole hood had big money put on us to come out here and win our first playoff game, especially with home field advantage. But watching your all's running back going to the end zone to score that touchdown pretty much put the dagger in our heart. Been a few weeks since we lost in the first round, and every dude from the block that I was supposed to be cool with who put money on that game, they wanted a return on their investment. Long story short, I had to hit the block, work off every dime them boys lost in the game, and I ended up getting arrested before I could even make it to my signing day. Every scholarship offer I had on the table, gone, but I'll go into details about that situation later. I'm trying to catch as many interceptions as possible in my freshman season, be a turnover machine, be the greatest to ever play this game. As a freshman, I'm the number 2 corner on the depth chart, working my way up to that number 1 spot. And once I get there, I can guard every single team's best receiver every week. But let me address the elephant in the room. How does the number 1 player in the country wind up at USF when I had offers from every big time Power 5 school that you can think of? After my senior season ended in tragedy, losing in the state playoffs and losing a lot of money to the guys around the neighborhood, I had to clear some favors. All the dudes from around the way, they bet money on that game and lost, they found me responsible. So it was either my life or I get out there, hit the block, and get that bread back. I was damn near paid up. About to head off up there to Colorado, play for Coach Prime as a true freshman and dominate. But one night, I was really trying to get it all off. On the block way longer than usual. I got hit with a random stop and frisk, possession charges, intent to sell. I got hit with a lot. And once word got out that I got picked up by the police, mugshot plastered across social media everywhere. Every school that offered me pulled out. I was back to square one. I had nothing. And in the nick of time, right before the cutoff for me to enroll in school so I can even be able to play my freshman season came, one school came knocking. USF was the only program to still offer me an opportunity to come in and play as a freshman. Everybody else is kind of X'ing me out. Now I'm in kill mode. After catching 2 picks in our season opener, in the very next practice making a few plays, I'm already labeled, started, stamped that #1 corner spot. It's a few things that's going to get your name mentioned with some of the great cornerbacks when it's all said and done, but the main one is getting your hands on that football, picking up an interception early against Michigan State. We come in this week as underdogs to a 0-1 Michigan State team. We on the roll, but I feel like that's kind of disrespectful. I mean, last week we did only play FCS West and we blew them boys out, but the media gave us no chance of winning this game coming in this week. Going with the pitch on first down, I fake got 2 big ass blockers to get around and drop my shoulder on their running back. And at this point, they just continue to pound the ball away even on second and long. They don't learn their lesson about putting that ball in the air. And that's the goal for our defense. Force them to put the ball on the ground, dominate them, and when they do put it in the air, we gonna come down with it every time. I think we got an underrated group, not just defensively or DBs, but as a whole, our team, we gonna shock a lot of people this season. Empty gun look, 4 split wide, I know it's a pass. Playing off my zone, the second I see this 5-yard curl, I'm coming down. 360, one-handed to the crib for my first career pick 6. So I'm taking a straight shot into the backfield with the worst angle possible, giving up the touchdown. We in regulation tied up, now we in overtime. Coming off the edge after everything up the middle is clogged up, laying that wood on this running back. Without all-out blitzing here on the goal line, it would be damn near impossible to get a stop. They walk in and get the first touchdown of OT. Eyes on the defense, 3rd and 9. We trying to get back, got everything up the field covered for a second. At least I thought, right over the top, picking up the touchdown. We walk out of here in a double overtime thriller with the L. We got FIU at the crib this week in a rain game. They kicked this one off with a crazy, damn near 20-yard run. Right back at it on first down. Even though I got teammates hot on his trail, I got to make these open field tackles personal. Even though we pretty solid up front and I believe in the big boys, dog, they running straight at us on 1st and 2nd down, damn near averaging 10 a pop. But as a corner, games like this, you got to be disciplined. At any given moment, they can throw it right at you. Because teams like this, they'll ground and pound as much as they can and then throw the ball right at you when you least expect it. That's how they make their big plays. But like I said, throwing it when you least expect it, cutting off this lane, getting the interception, textbook coverage. Offense went to put some points on the board. Now as a defense, we got to step up and execute. They keep running the ball down our throat non-stop. And as crazy as it may sound, as dominant as I know our defensive front is, we not showing it whatsoever today, getting absolutely manhandled up there. A key 4th and 6 situation, trying to lock my man down. I got to dig deep to get downhill to cut this ball off. Picking up my 2nd interception of the game. That's how you step up and make a play. I made the big play. Offense went down and put some points on the board, but that ain't going to stop FIU from marching their way back down and walking into the end zone untouched though. Final play of the game, 3 seconds on the clock. Offense done went and did it again, putting us up. We get back in the coverage. They launch this one towards the end zone. We come away with the game sealing pick. We got undefeated Miami, and all week coming into this game, we've been doubted, but I love it. Getting back into my zone, picking this receiver off, straight up mossing them like I'm the one running the routes. Ain't no better way to start a game than with a pick like that, but they come right back at us the next possession with a crazy catch and run. Dude was sliding into the end zone. I couldn't even get over there in time. And right back towards the end of the first quarter, they knocking at our door. 4th and inches, I'm going to play some heavy off, man, knowing this QB going to try me. And on cue, I'm getting over, toe tapping this pick. I caught that bit like I'm the receiver yet again. Miami's a good team, but offense still can't get nothing clicking after multiple turnovers that I've created. Make that 3 in the first half, another pick from the other side of the field for my dog. They might as well just hand the ball off to their best player, tell them just go, because at this point, it's a highlight reel no matter who has the ball in their hand. I got to come all the way across the field, make the tackle, but I create a forced fumble going out of bounds. And for what seems like the 56th time just in 3 quarters, bro, Miami is right back in the red zone trying to punch another one in. On 1st and goal, I'm doing everything I can to bait up this receiver, make him look open as much as I possibly can, trying to get this pick, but the QB done learned this lesson. He diving his way in, picking up the tutty. As a defense, to hold a top 20 team to only 17 points through 3 entire quarters, and for our offense to put up nothing this whole time is flat out disheartening. Even though we have an entire 4th quarter to go, I don't see nothing changing. At this point as a defense, dog, the best we can do is try to keep this score manageable and respectable. Hopefully they pull their starters in a minute. Number 11 ranked undefeated Cincy at the crib in front of a packed out crowd. This can get interesting. I'm out here playing this off man, trying to bait up these routes like one of the greatest ball hawking cornerbacks I've ever seen, Asante Samuel, one of the players I model my game after. Got deep zone coverage on the wide side of the field, trying to jump this route underneath. He turns it back upfield, shooting straight for my zone. I get in position, secure the pick. With my speed and skill set, I can make up for any possible mistake. And in my humble opinion, that's just stuff you can't teach. Giving up my zone completely, coming down, locked in on making the big play underneath, getting back to my zone, securing the pick, just next level stuff. Back to the man coverage on 2nd down. I got a speedy slot receiver. I'm so focused on protecting my inside leverage, he got nothing but free real estate on the outside. I give up a crucial touchdown. touchdown. Now, it's one thing to give up the big play in zone coverage where everybody in the secondary has to be on the same page, but when you're solely responsible for giving up a touchdown, it hit a little different. And after scoring that once, 3 minutes left in the half, Cincinnati gonna walk their way in for another to take a 7-point lead. And the big plays they're trying to make before the half on their end just continue to roll on. Their running back catch this ball and he just takes off, pick up the first down, making his mark. And anytime you let a running back get some momentum, it's pretty hard to stop him, especially when they're trying to make their presence felt. I gotta fly across the field, make a hit, let them know this ain't that. I thought I made a statement coming across the field making that tackle, but he makes one of his own, coming up the gut untouched into the end zone for the touchdown. We down 2 scores in the beginning of the third. Home crowd is dead silent. We needed this tackle and fumble more than ever. This was the perfect time for that. I'm expecting the route to come to the outside of the field in man coverage on second down. Complete opposite. Going towards the middle, I come down full speed downhill. In the late ball, I get my second INT of the day. Offense can't get nothing rolling, but that's not going to stop me from trying to make plays. Getting back, sitting at the top of this route, giving this quarterback that look, getting over, picking up interception number 3 ski of the game. Tough loss last week. And even though we're projected to win this one this week against Charlotte, this is not a team to sleep on. We got to bring our A game or we're going to be packing up, going back to the crib with an L. I can already peep their game plan. Hand it off, ground and pound till they can't no more and catch us by surprise with the pass, but I'm all over it. On the ground with the run and in the air. They done marched their way down to the red zone. And the read option right here on first and goal would have worked out to perfection if I can come all the way across the field and make this tackle. With every route and receiver sewn up and covered, boy, Carson Black got the biggest hole in the world in front of him. He walks through untouched, unbothered. A 5-wide look on a crucial 3rd and 6, protecting my deep zone, but a 10-yard curl, are you crazy? Coming downhill, picking up this interception, man, giving offense some great field position. I'm out here receiving on the kickoff team, trying to get this win by any means possible. Great blocks up front, taking off to my left, down in numbers, nothing but daylight in front of me. I get tripped up just before I can score. A 3rd and 20, you gotta know I love this. Playing some off, man, another 10-yard curl, another crazy interception, dive in one hand. It's like clockwork at this point. And we've been creating turnovers at a high clip, and all I ask of the offense, man, just capitalize in some way, shape, or form. And them little 3 points they went and got us, dog, I'll take it. It's better than nothing, but to only be up 9 points on a lesser opponent, that's just pathetic. They got to do something with these possessions we've been giving them because we've been going crazy. Last play of the game, and without a doubt, they go back to all reliable, the 10-yard curl. I'm coming down, picking up my 3rd interception of the game. I'm self-proclaiming I'm the #1 DB in the entire nation. We kick off another home game this week against Louisville, and they already marched their way down into the red zone. And on a crucial 3rd and goal, I don't contain the outside. My teammate comes flying in, picking up the tackle. Offense went and put some more points on the board. And here on first down, where it should have been a tackle for loss, my teammate gets blocked. But y'all know I'm clean up crew specialists come through and straight up whack this running back. As much as I hate to say it, they refuse to put the ball in the air. They having a little bit of success, but putting it on the ground, I'm going to come through, especially on my side of the field, and make a tackle. This my message and mentality for every team that's scared to put the ball in the air against us. You want to keep running it. I'm going to come downhill. I'm going to punish your running back every chance I get. Now we off in that 4th quarter where every single possession is important. The guys come away causing a forced fumble, and we scoop it up, putting offense in great position to put some more points on the board. 1st and 10, I got man coverage. I'm all over this route from start to finish, and I'm surprised when I see the ball actually coming my way. I high point that bit, come down with the interception. I thought I was going to walk out of here with no picks on the day. Another 1st and 10 situation. Again, backed up in their own territory, and this is where I struggle. In the zone coverage, especially a deep zone, having to split the difference, I give up some on the inside, trying to play the outside way too much. And that's one of the beautiful things about waking up every day and focusing on your craft. When it comes to man coverage, I'm an expert when it comes to my technique and execution, but when it comes to that zone, I definitely got some work to do for sure. To kick things off against Houston, they convert on a clean 3rd and they find a wide open receiver in the middle of the field. We get the tackle around the 50. And to nobody's surprise, they hand the ball off to their running back, Logan Compton. He walks in freely to pick up the touchdown. And the story for us this season is going to be more the same just about every week. Hand the ball off, ground and pound. Everybody tries to attack us in the running game because we kind of weak up front. And all week going into this game, I've been telling the guys, especially my DBs, we got to come down and make these tackles because we let this running back get loose, he will run all over us. Finally get some action in the passing game here on 1st and 10. And by the time I look up, dude caught the ball and was off to the end zone. I look back, bro, he is in that bit for 70 yards. Damn. But despite my pitiful efforts to try to make a play on that ball, offense go down, put some points on the board themselves, putting us up 10 points, and we needed that. The 2nd and 7, they go with the read option. My dog is all over Logan. Quarterback thought he had a free run to the 1st down. We coming away with a big time tackle. Not a pressure on them. We in the 4th quarter, they have to put the ball in the air. I give up the 1st down here on 3rd and 5 across the middle, but I guarantee you my time is coming. They going for it on a crucial 4th and 7 situation, dropping back into my deep zone, receiver gunning straight at me. The ball is thrown my way. He think I'm sweet. I come away with the PBU. Stop trying me. One-on-one coverage with their best receiver in all of this space. At this point, picking off that 10-yard curl is my specialty. Coming away with my 1st interception of the game, and that's going to put these boys to bed. In our biggest matchup of the season so far, number 11 ranked Memphis is so ugly out here, pouring down right now. I'd be surprised if either offense put the ball in the air more than 5 times. With that ball not being thrown, no opportunities to make plays on the ball in the air, you know what that means. I get to come downhill all day long and lay that wood. But on 3rd and goal, we load up this side of the field just for Memphis to walk into the end zone scot-free on the completely opposite side of the field. And they hand the ball off here on 2nd down. I juke out this receiver trying to pick up the block for his guy coming downhill, straight up blasting his running back. That's a nasty hit. They go with another handoff here on 2nd and 6. I'm doing everything I can to avoid 18 trying to pick up this block for his guy. I'm telling you, nobody is going to save these running backs from me today. Midway through the 2nd quarter on 1st and 10, not expecting them to throw the ball whatsoever. They actually do put it in the air. They throw it short, of course, dog. I'm fiending for an opportunity to catch a pick. Hanging out over here on the wide side of the field, I got somewhat of a bubble flat zone, and they actually throw the ball my way, but the rain is coming down so heavy, I don't even see it to the last second. I'm diving trying to scoop that thing up. Going into the 3rd quarter, defensively, we stood tall, but offense, they went and made it happen. We got the lead in between the rain and how tough we're playing defensively, dog. Memphis don't stand a chance. 7-1 ranked number 11, it don't matter. We got top 10 ranked 8-1 SMU at the crib this week, and walking out of here without an interception is unacceptable, and it's just not happening. And based off how much they throwing the ball here early in the 1st quarter, I know for a fact I'm gonna get at least a few opportunities, and they got some dogs over there at receiver. But I'll take our secondary over their wide receiver core any day of the week. And offense win the score first, and that immediately applies pressure on them to go put some points on the board. I knew it wouldn't take long for this quarterback to try me. 2nd and 16, trying to connect with his number 1 receiver. I come down with the pick, but what I do after is nasty work, putting on the brakes, getting upfield, crazy return. But of course, to start the 2nd quarter, first thing they want to do is put the ball on the ground. But I'm gonna continue to make a statement, almost knocking Kamar Wheaton's head off. But even though the drive been tough for them boys, they done made their way down into the red zone, and I thought I had to jump on this wide receiver screen. They fooled us, toe tapping, catching the back of the end zone. A little bit over 3 minutes left in the quarter, a crucial 3rd down. They love taking these deep shots. I'm all over this when getting back, coming down with the interception. My 2nd of the half, we balling out. I said I was gonna walk out of here with at least 1, but to have 2 in the 1st half, I love that. But what I'm most ecstatic about, dog, the offense actually capitalizing on these turnovers. I love that even more. And I done capitalized on a few opportunities of my own today. Every chance I've gotten to tap one of these running backs, I done went all out. And the second he got his head around, he was faced with the Reaper. It's one thing to beat and then straight up demoralize an 8-1 top 10 ranked team, but to do it at the crib in front of this home crowd, we showed up and showed out. If you would have told anybody, a single soul, that USF would be ranked top 25 by the end of the season, dog, they would have probably laughed at you. And sitting at a nice 7-3, we got UCF on the road in one of our first away games in a while, and we kicking this one out, blowing a hole in their quarterback's chest. But to kick this one off in the 1st quarter to start a strong drive, they get into the end zone first, but personally, I think he fell a little bit short. And here we go on 1st down, the first play of the 2nd quarter, splitting this difference back here in this zone. I could have jumped this route, but my eyes, they got to be in multiple places at the same time. I have to sacrifice and give something up to make this play. And for the 2nd time, just in the 1st half, they already back in the red zone with a strong drive, but my boys on the other side of the field, they try to throw this one short, coming away with a pick. That's what I like to see, making big plays when we need them the most. On 1st and 10, got a deep zone with one guy on my side of the field, dropping back, and he runs that 15-yard out towards the sideline. You know this money for me, but my dog is mirroring me, jumping the route before I could. I love that, but don't take away my picks. And it's looking like it's going to be one of them days. Defense is going crazy, getting all the stops, stepping up, making the plays, and offense ain't cashing in on anything. Even with great field positioning, we can't get 3. And defensively, we can make plays all day, but if offense ain't applying no pressure, UCF can take all the time in the world, have a few failed drives, and still hold all the momentum. Back with another red zone attempt. Even though I guessed the pass correctly, I wouldn't say this 100% my fault, but playing way too far from my zone, nobody can come down and make a play on this receiver. That was completely my mistake. I'm gonna make up for it though. 2nd and 3, baiting up this route, I get downhill with a diving one-handed pick. We needed that interception. Offense has to cash in. I got that pick and gave offense prime field positioning, but what do we get out of them? Nothing. Zero. Nada. UCF is not a bum school or a bum team by no stretch of the imagination, but not scoring through 3 quarters is outrageous. I guess offense left everything they had on the field last week when we played a top 10 ranked team. They blew them boys out the water, put so many points on the board, just played on a different level. I guess they have nothing left in the tank for this week. My defenses came up with 3 turnovers this game, all 3 being picks, but you can go in and add one more, making that 4 on 3rd and 12 with another threatening drive, coming away with my second of the game. But knowing our offense, they ain't gonna do nothing with it. First play on D against Rutgers, I'm dropping back. This receiver runs the slowest slant I've ever seen in my life. I beat him to the ball by a mile. Then even in the snow, I'm getting loose, cutting around the edge, getting to the end zone for a pick 6. And then we come back later on in the first, and the read option works out to perfection. They walk in, picking up their first of the game. And it's almost like this offense is on rinse and repeat, marching down the field, getting to the red zone, read option, back-to-back possessions to get in for another tub. We had damn near a perfect start, a score from offense and defense to kick off in the first quarter, but now defense was struggling. Rutgers offense is clicking on an entirely different level, marching their way down with ease and then getting into the end zone with the run and the pass. Coming into this game, I don't think nobody expected us to be tied up at 21 to kick off the third quarter, but this offense is moving, and at this point, I'm just trying to bait anything up I can to get a pick. After kicking this one off with a pick 6, I've seen little to no action. I'm basically forcing anything to come my way, giving up my zone, all the space in the world, opportunity. I'm just trying to make something happen on my side. But even though I'm getting a little bit frustrated, I know I got to remain focused, calm, collected, and most importantly, be patient. Let the game come to me. I got to trust my guys. So going into the fourth quarter, the guys finna get an earful from me. We got to finish the season with a dub so we can get at least a solid bowl game. And with us only being down 6, we're more than capable of not only tying this game up, but actually capturing this lead. It's all about that fourth quarter dominance. Who gonna hit that extra gear? It's 1st and 10, 4 receivers split wide, dropping back into my zone. I'm surprised they putting the ball in the air, baiting up my zone to the best of my ability. He launched it towards the sideline, coming away with a pick. I got that dog in me. Offense did their job, went down, took the lead, and then Rutgers came right back on special teams. A 99-yard kick return to the crib. We lose our final game of the season in the worst way possible. USF and FAU, 2 Florida teams matching up in the New Mexico Bowl. Even though we're out here competing today, it's a beautiful thing when you think about it. Even though our regular season ended with an L and we didn't finish out with a record we thought, a pretty mediocre record if I say so myself, I still think our future is bright. I mean, just within my freshman season, me alone, I've emerged and established myself to be one of, if not the best player in all of college football. Offensively, we were hella inconsistent, but I can see that improving as we go forward, especially going into next season, recruiting and the transfer portal. I think we can improve greatly. And defensively, without a doubt, boy, I'm finna be out here recruiting like crazy. It won't be hard to convince a lot of players to come in, defensive linemen, DBs, linebackers, whatever, to come in and play with myself. Grabbing my first interception just in the first half, playing some heavy off man here on 1st and 10, coming down, snagging this ball away, getting into the end zone, not only for my second pick, but a pick 6. 2 picks in the first half in a bowl game is nasty work, even for myself. But dropping back here on 2nd and 10 before we go into the second half, picking up my 3rd interception of the first half, going crazy, bro. 2 quarters in and I've already secured a triple pick game. That's got to be some kind of record for a bowl game. Never been done, unseen, but you've seen it here today, putting on my best display of work. Dropping back, playing some more of this glorious off-man coverage. I see the curl, you know what time it is. Working on my speed during the season has come in clutch, picking up interception number 4 off to the crib for pick 6 number 2 on the day. We don't have a huge lead, but if we manage to pull out this win, this will single-handedly go down as the best performance and the best win in a bowl game in history. And I say all that based off my performance alone. Only thing that'll make this better if I play both sides of the ball. But locking in on my cornerback play has been key to my success this season. I ain't gonna lie, that would be pretty crazy if I did play both sides of the ball. That's something to consider going into my sophomore season, especially pitching that to the coaches. But the way I've been playing on defense, that might not be too hard to sell. I dominated my freshman season, over 80 tackles, but what I was most focused on, catching them picks, 26 on the year. I'm going for 30 my sophomore season. My freshman year, I put the world on notice, but here in my sophomore season, I'm here to take over the world. Coming away with an interception in our season opener, taking this one all the way back, damn near for a pick 6, falling just 1 yard short. And on the very next possession, hanging back deep towards my zone, patiently reading his quarterback's eyes. He launches this in the coverage, and there was no doubt after I caught this, I was going to touch that end zone. After everything I went through my senior year in high school, going to jail, coming here to USF as a freshman, taking the college football world by storm, at this point, you would think my life would be set up perfect. And after my most recent run-in with the law just a few months ago before coming into my sophomore season, a lot of people would say I haven't learned from my mistakes, and I'm always one to take accountability. That's how I was raised, but it just seems like trouble is always on my heels no matter what I do. I got arrested again just a year later after my first arrest. That NIL bag dropped, and with no hesitation, I hit the lot and cashed out on a brand new demon, and within 2 weeks, it was modified, extremely loud, and very much illegal. One night, I'm sliding back to the crib doing 135 and a 60. I seen them lights get behind me, and my first instinct was to take them on the chase, but I knew if somehow, somewhere I got caught, it was no coming back from that. I pull over, and before I could even get a word out of my mouth, I'm pulled out the car, cuff, read my rights, and at this point, I'm thinking my career is OV. USF already took a chance on me after I got arrested coming into my freshman season as a senior in high school. I'm thinking there's no way in hell they gonna rock with me through this situation, especially coming off the year I had. I was completely wrong. Not only the school, but the team and this entire community backed me up, saw me through the whole situation. They knew I had just made a mistake. Now, some fines had to be paid and a bunch of community service, but I practically made it through the situation unscathed. And it's extremely wild to think, just a year apart, I've made 2 huge freedom-threatening mistakes, and what I'm able to do in the field has saved me. And what they say in baseball, 3 strikes and you out, I'm already on strike 2 as a sophomore. Right now, all eyes on me and not for the right reasons. I swing and miss one more time, they gonna get me up out of here. A typical day and night for me as of lately has been class, practice, study, and bed. I usually mix in my own little activities, but as of lately, skating on thin ice, I don't want to do nothing extra. And with our schedule heating up a little early this season compared to last, I gotta be locked in, fully focused. Last season, I gave up way too many big plays and touchdowns in zone and man coverage. I caught a lot of picks, but this season, I gotta tighten up. And even in situations like this, baiting up my zone underneath on a crucial 3rd and 9, giving up the catch and the first down. And now back here in a big 3rd down situation, they go with the wide receiver screen and 2-5 looking like prime Richard Sherman all over it, and to the crib he goes. And I'm hoping our defensive line and our linebackers step up this season. A few transfers and a bunch of guys that's coming in from last year who are ready to play. I'm still coming across the field making this tackle, but we gotta execute up front. As far as our secondary goes, I don't have a worry in the world. Make that 2 takeaways, another pick for our defense, dog. We stepping up, making plays. This is what I want to see from my guys. Playing some off-man coverage here on 1st and 10 and throwing this ball this early in the route, bro. I don't think the receiver could have expected this. I didn't make a play on the ball, but I do secure the tackle. And now Brennan Armstrong, just before the half, is trying to scramble out to my side of the field. I'm coming down making that tackle, making sure he feel my presence because he disrespecting me already. I don't really favor the bump and run, but I will come down, play a little bit tighter towards the receiver, sagging off here midway through this route, and I don't get back in time for the pick, securing another tackle, but giving up another first down. I've been thrown it a few times this game on some short routes, but now they go deep on my side of the field on 3rd and 6. This receiver almost came down with this ball, but if you thought I was going to get head top like that, you crazy. And by the 4th quarter, offense and special teams then put it together, put some points on the board. Now we've secured a blowout, and to put the cherry on top, I secured my first interception of this game and the season. It's always great to start the season out with 3 consecutive home games, but on a bright, beautiful Saturday afternoon, this sold-out crowd, we got to show up. Offense went down and put points on the board, but UTEP strikes right back, putting up a touchdown of their own. Lined up on the wide side of the field, they go with a run on 1st and 10, and if I didn't come down and make this tackle, he probably would have rolled this one all the way home. Coming down, making plays in the run game, all I'm doing is setting up my opportunity to make a play on the ball later on when they have to put it in the air. 3rd and 9, I get the opportunity. Off-man coverage, perfect bait, get into position, but a perfectly thrown ball, and even better high point by this receiver, I get straight up mossed. Now 3rd and 11, trips on my side of the field, a pass is coming for sure, baiting up my zone, and I get over just too late. He makes the catch and picks up the first down before going out of bounds. One of the worst halves of football I've ever played in my life, stepping up in the run game, making tackles, but as far as the passing game goes, terrible execution. And after an extremely quiet 3rd quarter, now here in the 4th where it matters the most, UTEP is going to pick up the lead with a touchdown here on 1st and goal. And when we needed them the most, offense went down, scored, recaptures the lead. Now it's on our defense to step up and make plays. I've been piss poor in coverage all game, but my guys stepping up, filling that void, making sure that all the weight doesn't fall on me. They making plays even when I'm not, and I'm the biggest playmaker on this team. But a crucial lesson I learned back in my senior year in high school is to never allow yourself to get too low. Stay confident, stay on your toes, and that mindset mentality allows me to come away with a pick to seal the game. Starting the season 3-0, amazing. And with our 4th consecutive home game to add on top of the momentum, there's no way we walk out of here with anything less than a W. And this week for me is all about discipline, patience, read my zones, getting back into position, making plays on that ball. Not as many mistakes as I made last week. Can't do it, no way, no how. And like I said this week, more disciplined and patient than ever, sitting on top of his route, reading the quarterback's eyes, getting down, coming away with the pick. Off to the races I go. Nobody's going to catch me. To the crib for a pick 6. And there's nothing in the world you can do defensively that can put the smile on the face of a DB coach, head coach, every player, person in the stadium like a clean jump on the route pick 6. And coming off a legendary freshman season, my mentality for my sophomore year has been perfection. Now, obviously, I failed at that, giving up a few touchdowns and big plays already this season, but that's the mindset mentality for a week-to-week basis. Now here in the 3rd quarter, we got a sizable lead, and going into the 4th, we can capitalize on a few mistakes that they're going to make because we know for a fact they're going to have to put it in the air, and we're going to be ready for that. And offense went down to extend that lead. Now up 20, our plan is falling right into place. space perfectly. 2nd and 6, hanging back deep in man coverage. He throws the route underneath, and I'm just there to make the tackle. But boy, if he throw that one more time, that curl is over with. I'm going to be all over it, I'm telling you. But no matter how desperate in need they are of a big play, they continue to put the ball on the ground, having success, having a balanced attack, and we got to be on point. And those fourth quarter mistakes I was talking about, they start now. 2nd and 5, launching this one towards the end zone, trying to take the big shot, coming away with a pick, not on my side, no sir. And overall, just making plays for my team. Man coverage here in the red zone, and what could have been an easy walk-in touchdown is denied. I make the tackle, they do pick up the first though. And before it's all said and done, Charlotte's going to make their way to the right side of the field, getting into the end zone, nothing but open space and opportunity, and one guy, and he couldn't get it done. A slight downfall compared to where they were last season. SMU comes into our crib 3-2, going with the quick dump off to the running back in the flats on 3rd and 9. As soon as he got his head around, he got 3 dogs coming straight at him. And again, another 3rd down situation, this one being 3rd and long, going right towards my zone, back in the flats. And once again, I'm not there to make the play immediately, but I do make it where it counts and when it counts. With 4 receivers split wide, trips on my side of the field, I know a shot is coming. I'm hanging back towards my zone, but I'm sitting a little too comfortably, and before I can get back into my straight, that ball is there. I make the tackle, but I give up the huge play. Plays like that is a prime example on how not to protect your zone, giving up the deep ball, trying to bait up everything I possibly can, but I pay the price right there. And that's been one of my main focuses coming into my sophomore season. Be better in zone coverage. Do everything I can to bait up the route, but make sure I'm in position to make a play on the ball. And on 3rd and 5, I'm in position, but I do not track where the ball is. Plays like that is going to stand out on film like a sore thumb, dog. I make plays on the ball, I catch interceptions, numbers are there, but I'm a liability when it matters the most. And now with a tie game before going into the second half, I'm committed to redeeming myself. On 1st and 10, line up on the wide side of the field, deep zone, launching it right at me, coming down with the pick. That's how you shake back. And it's a little soon to be thinking this far ahead, but going into my junior season, that's going to be another focus of mine. Consistency. I can make the plays, I can catch the picks, I can come down and make the tackles in the run game, but can I do all of these things consistently? And when it comes to man coverage, I'm usually flawless in that department, but here on 3rd and 22, giving up the huge play, not making a play on the ball, not in position, terrible technique, everything down to a T was bad. No amount of interceptions, tackles, forced fumbles, anything you do on the field can make up for making terrible mistakes like that, especially when everybody else on the field isn't making mistakes of that magnitude. And don't get me wrong, nobody's perfect, but I can't get on guys' heads when they make mistakes. When I'm making mistakes of my own, I can't be a leader that way. It's kind of contradicting. And now here in the 4th quarter, our offense has been stonewalled. SMU was rolling, got all the momentum in the world thanks to me, and they're going to walk in and seal this game up. Coming into this week against Cincy on a mission, dropping back into my zone, coming across, baiting up this route, picking up the interception, the perfect way to start a game. Offense went and got 3 points, and it's better than nothing. And here on 1st and 10, going with the trips look, I come down, and what could have been an interception turns into me just whiffing the entire play. The message of the week from the team, the coaches, everybody, players, myself, all across the board has been execution, showing up and being there for your guys. Last week was one of my worst performing games probably ever in my entire career. My teammates quickly let me know they got my back through thick and thin. Got man coverage, my receiver sliding his way across the middle of the field on a quick slant. I make the tackle before he can pick up the 1st down. And now knocking at our front door, they gonna kick it down as Dorian Jones goes into the end zone untouched. And now here in the 3rd quarter, right back here, marching their way down with some prime field position and walking in for yet another touchdown. But today, offense decided to step up, make the plays, get into the end zone, and put the points on the board. Now it's on D to shut this offense down going into the 4th quarter. And I've peeped, their offense been real reliant on these 10 and 5-yard curls. They go with the 5 here on 3rd and 11. I don't secure the interception, but I do pick up the tackle, causing the 4th down. Yet again, offense got the ball back, went down to execute the game plan, now putting this game even further out of reach. But with Cincy being a top 25 team in the nation, you can't expect them to go away quietly. They do punch one more in before putting this game to rest. And something that hasn't happened often this year or even last season, the offense actually carried us completely to the W. Didn't have to make too many plays on the defensive side. Beautiful team win. Our first official road game this season against a pretty solid Memphis team that we know is going to show up to play. This team might not have it all across the board, but when it comes to that big playmaking ability, they got that down pat. And speaking of a big play, on 3rd and 5, a huge shot downfield to put them in the red zone. They hold a small 3-point lead here halfway through the 2nd quarter. A big play we need it now. 3rd and 4, getting over in man coverage, coming across, catching this interception, a big time pick. I ran the route for the receiver. And after making the big play, coming away with the pick, the very next possession, 3rd down and 12, all I got to do is protect my deep zone. I give up the biggest play of the game thus far. That level of inconsistency is eating me alive. Boy, it is a blessing that I have grown and developed mentally as a man, as a person, especially as a football player, because making mistakes like that would have crumbled me back in the day. Making a mistake is one thing, but when you're able to stay focused, locked in on your 10 at all times, no matter what transpires in that field, is a gift in its own. Jumping this route like it's nobody's business, but this receiver was hell-bent on catching me. The very last play of the first half, of course, they're going to take a shot, launching this one towards the end zone. I'm thinking, bro, I'm coming down with this one without a doubt, but my dog picks up the interception. Somebody else on this defense is shining. I talk about my inconsistencies all the time, but how about us as a team? Defense is showing up, showing out. Probably our best defensive performance we've had this season, and offense is nowhere to be found. But by the fourth quarter, defensively, we continue to dominate like we did since the first snap. In offense, they went and actually put some points on the board. And this Memphis offense is in complete shambles, running these screen plays like they have nothing else cooking up in that playbook, dog. We all over everything, coming down, making the tackles, doing everything we possibly can. They're gonna have to take a shot eventually. Covering my deep zone, this receiver runs his route towards the sideline, dog. I'm all over this like I knew the play from the jump. Diving to make this play, I still feel like I got a foot down, but they called me out. Even though we're 7 games in, I feel like today we set the standard. Offensively, go down, put points on the board, and on D, shut them down, fly to the ball, make plays on the ball. I feel like this is how we need to perform on a week-to-week basis every single game. Without a doubt, our biggest matchup of the season, a team that could potentially be playing in the national championship this season, the number 2 ranked team in the country in a snow game. Our offense wasted no time going down to put points on the board, and they didn't waste any either, coming right back answering with one of their own. A very rare occasion, I'm being sent on a blitz, but before I can make an impact on this play, my teammate gets it done, picking up the interception, giving offense great field positioning, and now handing the ball off on 1st and 10, pulling 2 linemen around the edge, but we blow this one up no problem, getting down, making a tackle for a loss of 1. A little bit of off-man coverage here on 2nd and 8, running the streak. I'm a little bit behind, but of course, that makeup speed, closing the gap. I get the PBU on this play. Great execution, great cornerback play, period. At this point in the game, especially before we go into the second half, trying to make this quarterback commit another mistake, because I know if I get my hands on that ball, I'm going to do everything I can to put that bit in the end zone. After a phenomenal first half, offense went down, put up points, and defensively, we're holding one of the better teams in the country to only 7 points. But even though we playing well, counting out or even loosening up the grip that we have on the number 2 team in the country would be a huge mistake. They can take off and make a big play at any given time. And even though I haven't seen much action, staying locked in and committed is most important, especially in a game of this magnitude. And I do everything but that, completely straying away from my zone, just trying to make a play. Giving up that touchdown in my zone a few possessions ago was just flat out pathetic. But as soon as I seen this whip route, I knew it was time to redeem myself. I make the play of the year, picking up my first interception of the game. And now here in the fourth quarter, Louisville's offense got to be feeling desperate. And on cue, giving up the slightest bit of bait, picking up my 2nd interception of the game. And by the time I look up, I'm in the end zone, standing at this sea red in the stands like y'all know what time it is. Now with just under 2 minutes left, up 2 scores, just trying to prevent the big play, bro. Louisville's quarterback just became my best friend, throwing me pick number 3 in the day, one of the most oblivious I've ever seen. How do we kick off our first official game being ranked within the top 25? We got Houston on the road recovering this fumble on the first possession of the game. And of course, offense wasted 0 time to go down and capitalize on the opportunity. And this is the type of momentum I've been waiting on our team to get. We here now. We've arrived. But no matter how we get ranked, we're miles away from being perfect. Houston's going to go with the read option down here in the red zone and punch one in. And even though our offense had a good start, they make a crucial mistake, allowing Houston to be right back in the red zone instantaneously. And of course, with a clear pocket, their quarterback delivers a dime. And just like that, within a blink of an eye, we went from a 10-point lead to down 4 just like that right before the second half. Midway through the third quarter, now we hold a 3-point lead, and we need that big play to really put our stamp on this game. And on 1st and 10, read my flat zone, I picked the right route to jump, coming away with an interception. Now offense got a chance to go down and make something happen. Now up 10 points, I just made an insane play on the ball, and I'm not surprised, especially walking into the fourth quarter, Houston's going to kind of lean on the run game a little bit to try to establish some type of dominance. And now we're back here where Houston's been unstoppable, a huge 4th and 1 situation. You want to talk about textbook man coverage, coming away with the interception, probably the most clutch play of the day without a doubt. You know this offense is desperate. Still out here on the field on 4th and 13, I'm playing outstanding zone coverage, but I don't anticipate the bounce off. This quarterback have forever and a day to throw the ball. At this point, I think it's safe to say inconsistency is just ingrained into my DNA. I can make a million great plays, interceptions, big time tackles, whatever, you name it, but I think it's also undeniable that I'm going to give up a huge play no matter what. And now after I gave up the big shot back here where they shine the most in the red zone within 10 yards, they pick up another touchdown to shorten this lead. And now with the minute left, no timeouts, with only a 3-point lead, I know they're going to take a shot. A mistake cannot be made. Trips on my side of the field. I'm going to catch the interception to put this game away. I refuse to be the reason that we lost this game. To get things kicked off on the road against Temple, they come out here with the speed option out the gate, getting their quarterback killed. Last season, it was a trend for a lot of teams to just put the ball on the ground, let their running back do some damage, then attack us through the air. This year, our defensive front is nasty. In my secondary, we haven't done anything but get better and better as well. We're starting to look more like a complete defense and team across the board. And our rise from one of the worst teams in the country, one of the worst teams, if not the worst in Florida, to one of the best teams in the country, and one of, if not the best team in Florida in just 2 years is insane. And And over the last couple of weeks, struggling in zone coverage when the quarterback has way too much time and these receivers can kind of bounce out their routes and do whatever. This week, I'm all over everything that comes my way, mirroring this receiver down to a T. And it's one thing to take a big leap, make adjustments, or just get better from a year-to-year basis, but to actually do it in season, make those adjustments, make those micro adjustments that really take your game to the next level, that's what makes a player generational. But tell me this, what makes a defense generational? Being able to turn the ball over in any fashion, on the ground, through the air, picking it out, creating fumbles, we can do it all. We're outstanding when it comes to these type of things. And I can't help but fall in love with the fact that we just have flat out ballers, playmakers from top to bottom across the board, everywhere, even on the bench, guys ready to go and come in, can make plays and make an impact off the rip. And now with an 11-point lead here in the fourth quarter on 3rd and 15, just sitting here patiently waiting for this quarterback to make the idiotic mistake to throw this ball in this, what should have been a screen. I don't know what it is, a broken play to say the least. Offense want to capitalize on another situation like they've done all season. Now it's just on my defense to step up and prevent the big play. And how about it? On 4th and goal to put the game away, taking a shot towards the back of the end zone, my dog comes away with a big time pick. And next to me, I see him as being one of the best corners in the country. I walked out of Temple last week without an interception to my name, but how do I kick things off this week against top 25 ranked bitter rival UCF with a pick? Let's get it. Today is about to be special. Don't get it twisted. A huge rivalry game. We got to come out here ball out to secure this dub, but to see two Florida teams other than Florida State and the Gators be ranked within the top 25 is actually pretty special. Man coverage on 3rd and 12 on the wide side of the field. What we doing? Maintaining our depth, eyes on the quarterback, laser locked in, focus, getting back in position, coming away with the best one-handed interception you'll ever see in your life. Probably the best interception, period. And already here, not only just in the first half, but the first quarter, 2 interceptions, stepping up, making big plays, and then my guys on the other side of the field stepping up, forced fumble, getting the ball right back. Offense got to go down and capitalize. It's only the first quarter, so it's no time to panic, but 3 turnovers with good field positioning and offense does nothing with it. I guess that UCF defense is just on a different level. But you know what? As a defense and me personally, gonna focus on what we can control, and I can always make a play on the ball. Right before the second half, getting back into my zone, coming away with pick number 3 just in 2 quarters. UCF in the red zone threatening to take a 7-point lead, but I'm not allowing that to happen. Beating everybody to the edge after catching the pick, off to the races, 100+ yard pick 6, and I still leap into the end zone letting the home crowd know what time it is. And to be completely correct, make that 104 yards, a new NCAA record. We needed a big play desperately, and you calling the best in the country whenever you need that, I'm gonna step up and I'm gonna deliver every single time. Not only am I having one of the best games of the season, but probably the best of my entire career. Not only me stepping up, but the guys following suit, everybody stepping up, making a big play. And even though my defense is balling on a different stratosphere right now, it's only a 6-point game. Offense haven't produced much. We still got to play all the way down to the last whistle. But if you know me, and if you know me well, that's never a problem. I'm playing some off-man coverage on the wide side of the field, still managed to get back inside, maintain my leverage, coming away with INT Cinco of the day. We secure a huge rivalry dub at home, 5 interceptions on the day. Is it even a question who's walking out of here player of the game? It's me, baby. The last game of the regular season, we started this thing unranked, and now by the end, we cracked the top 10. But I knew about halfway through the season, we were going to amount to be the team that we wanted to be coming into this season. But the thing, we fell 1 game short of being undefeated at this point is kind of wild. But I ain't finna dwell too much on the past. We had to lock in on this week's game. Number 21 ranked Rutgers, 8-3 record. They're not a team to play with. And already early in this game, they're trying to establish something in that run game with their running back and quarterback. But I ain't having it, coming across the field, making this tackle. And after studying film all week, knowing that this wildcat formation is only going to go one way, I shoot straight into the backfield for a much needed TFL. Patiently waiting for my opportunity to make a play on the ball. Offense ain't applying no pressure, putting nothing on the board throughout the first quarter, but that time gonna come. I know my guys gonna show up. And on cue, offense went to put something on the board. Now here was some man coverage on 3rd and 12. I did not expect the streak. He ran this thing upfield, pure speed, making this catch, and off to the races. He goes untouched on my fault. Now, mind you, I was supposed to have safety help over the top on that play, and I'm not gonna say that's the reason why I played it the way I did, but there's no way in hell he was supposed to get into the end zone unscathed or even make that catch at all. As great of a defense as I believe that we are, we've struggled in the red zone all season. They hand the ball off, walking to the end zone pretty much untouched. Right now, in desperate need of a big play, especially down 3 points going into the fourth quarter. An interception from one of my dogs, putting offense in some great prime field positioning. What did I say about my defense? We're great, and we can make a play at any given moment. And my dog, who came away with the pick last possession, scoops and scores off the fumble, giving us the lead in the blink of an eye. I'm not having a great game, but my guys on the other side of the field stepping up, and they got my back. Baby Sherman is what we call him, 2-5, coming away with the pick, and he gonna ride this one all the way to the end zone for a pick 6, the second longest of the season next to mine. In the game, up 2 scores, you know they want to take a shot. They need it desperately. They're gonna take it on my side of the field, thinking I'm the weak link, coming away with the pick. They must have forgotten I'm one of the best players, if not the best defensive player in college football. We out here playing in the prestigious Fiesta Bowl against number 6 ranked West Virginia, and I'm pretty sure everybody in the stadium is shocked and confused. How did I go from the numbers to the middle of the field picking up the first interception of the game? And despite me making the biggest play so far of this game, especially here in the first quarter, dog, we are down 4 points. West Virginia went down and scored, and we only get 3 with that field position that I delivered on the silver platter to my offense. And with this high-powered offense that they possess, they march their way down into the red zone, and I give up all of my inside leverage, allowing them to pick up a touchdown on my side. Usually after giving up a big player touchdown, I feel like kind of down for a second, and I'll lock back in, get back in the zone. But right now I feel something different, like I'm about to turn my game into a whole nother level. But sure enough, before we go into the second half, marching their way back down the field with an offense that seems like they cannot be stopped, picking up another touchdown. And with a 13-point lead here in the third quarter, and you still opt in to put the ball in the air, and then on top of that, you're launching it upfield, trying to take a shot at the best corner, the best defensive player in college football. Highly disrespectful. It's time to go in. Here in the biggest game of our season, with the biggest challenge we've probably faced this entire year, one of the best offenses we've come against, and I'm here still making plays, picking up INT number 3 on the game. And just like that, all the momentum shifted. Now hold a 1-point lead going into the fourth quarter. We got to step up and finish this game strong. Offense is delivering every single time. And aside from throwing the ball, West Virginia's quarterback, he doesn't have an athletic bone in his body. So when I see this Wildcat, I know what time it is. Get into the backfield, securing the tackle, a much needed TFL big time play from the biggest player of them all. Little bubble zone here on 1st and 10, but I see this receiver rocking his way towards the secondary. I know I got help over the top, but I'm still kind of anxious. I want to get back and be able to help my dog, but he completely makes the wrong play, the most bonehead mistake possible in coverage. At this point, I'm just dazed. How do you not make a play on that ball? You were in position. I guess he lost track of the ball, the light. I'm not sure, dog. That was the dumbest play I've ever seen from a DB, and then we give up a touchdown here on 2nd and goal. 10-point lead in the fourth quarter. Offensive special teams has been showing up and showing out. Now getting back here in man coverage on 2nd and 8, taking a deep shot upfield. This quarterback got an arm, but I'm gonna come away with the pick. My 4th of the game. That's how you ball. Offense went and put this game even more out of reach. Now in the very next possession on 1st down, another shot to my side of the field. He almost made an incredible play diving, catching this ball, but a tip pick is what I get. And after they march all the way back downfield yet again to add insult to injury, another pick from one of my big time playmaker teammates, dog. Put this game to rest. We walk out of the Fiesta Bowl victorious. A 12-1 season that nobody thought was possible but us, and we walk out of the Fiesta Bowl in dominating fashion. It don't get no better than this. At the end of my freshman year, I said I wanted 30 picks in my sophomore season. I hit it on the head, and it gets better going into next season knowing that I won a national championship. This team, this university, this community deserves it. It's year 3 for me here at USF, and coming off a 13-1 season, it's kind of crazy to say, but I think it might be time for me to hit the transfer portal. Now just hear me out. We come into this season ranked number 24 in the country, but we lost so many pieces on the offensive side. Now defensively, the secondary is still solid. You got me and a few other guys, but our defensive front, we lost a lot of people to graduation and the portal. But losing a bunch of key offensive pieces is more than obvious. We're nowhere near the same team we were last season, taking a bunch of hits in some of the most crucial places you can think of. And one of the things people just don't talk about a lot is just depth. We don't have that. If we lose anybody at any point this season to injury, it's going to be detrimental to this team. But then again, I take a step back. I put everything into perspective. Everything I've been through throughout this university, them accepting me when nobody else would, and then me making the mistakes and them still riding with me, there's no way I leave this university. I done been locked up twice, before I came here and after I've been attending, and somehow, somewhere, I still get the love and respect sometimes I feel like I don't even deserve. So it'll be a boot to the face to every fan, teammate, coach that believed in me when I was going through all of these trials and tribulations. How could I just up and leave just because things get a little rocky? And honestly, the only way I can see myself out of this situation is if I enter the draft after this season. If I ball out and we have anything near the season we had last year, I'm definitely getting up out of here and going into the NFL. But with this being the first game of the season, that decision been weighing heavy on my mind. But right now we got to lock in on what's in front of us. I get my 2nd interception here in just the first half of this game against top 10 ranked Indiana. And if I put up any numbers remotely close to what I put up last season as a sophomore, dog, there's no way in hell I don't go top 3, top 5, maybe even number 1 in the draft, and that'd be crazy, especially as a corner. But right now, Indiana's showing us exactly why they're ranked number 10 in the country. We had a nice lead, but now down 11, I come through with a clutch pick, my 3rd of the game. We need to step up and dominate this fourth quarter. And we did everything but that. They completely shut us out. Defensively, we held up and didn't let them get into the end zone no more on the day, but offensively, they couldn't get rolling, lacking those pieces. But 3 interceptions on the day, I balled out. Starting the year off 0-1 is definitely not in the plans for our season, but it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And I've been trying to drill that in everybody on the team's head, especially the new guys. Coming off of last year with a bunch of guys who had already bought in, been here for years, seniors, guys who had a lot to prove, who wanted it all. And then with a new group, it's just not that same fire in the locker room. It's crazy to think that I came in as the messy freshman with a bunch of baggage, a huge stain on my name. Now I'm a junior trying to lead this team and trying to get us in a position to win it all. And you would think most of my troubles would come with off the field situations, NIL deals, girls, and just family acting funny because they know I'm coming into a lot of bread, but it's been the complete opposite. My love life, so to speak, been smooth. Family been dealing with all the new money well. I'm showing love to everybody. I'm looking out, blessing everybody, looking out for my folks, period. But on the field, in the locker room, dog, it's been tougher than what I expected. Exclude my guys in the secondary, it just seems like everybody else is just self-centered, focused on their own thing. And I understand that completely. You got to you got to do what you got to do for yourself and your folks, but we're a team. We got to end goal as a team. And that lack of focus and that laser locked in mentality that we need as a team, as a group, to come together and win these games is starting to show that we don't have any of that, especially blowing big leads like this, even though it's midway through the game. Now, I said we lost some pieces offensively, but that doesn't mean we lack the talent. We got a bunch of guys over there, big time playmakers, but watching them fall apart and not come together when they need to, not band together as teammates, it makes me want to go play offense my damn self. And with my mind trying to be in 10,000 places at once, on the offensive side of the ball, the defense making adjustments, helping making calls, audibles on the field, just putting guys in the right position to make plays, it's been screwing me up in the biggest way. And by no means is that an excuse for me to play bad on the field or not execute my responsibilities, but you can only imagine the type of energy and everything is taken out of me trying to put my mind everywhere else at once. Man, I really thought this season was going to be a breeze. I was going to come in, do what I got to do, focus on me, be the team guy, be a leader, and just kind of everything was going to flow, but it's been the complete opposite, and it's harming me and the guys. And with the clock running, one time after their name, somebody's got to walk out of here with their second L of the season. Somebody's going to leave out with their first. Nevada strikes, and they tied this game up. In overtime, Nevada went and got the big stop on our offense. Now on fourth down, kicking a game-sealing field goal. Me and my Bulls start the season out 0-2 in back-to-back home games. We got Texas State with a real deal quarterback running back duo, and we're trying to secure our first win of the season at home for the third week in a row. Dropping back into my zone, my dog Ben with great coverage in the flats, dog, in perfect position to catch this ball, and he had to go away pick six, and he dropped it. And on the very next play, Texas State go with the screen, and their running back Khalil Alexander goes untouched to the crib. That boy rode that thing home like he ain't have no business being here. What though? Then here midway through the second quarter, they pick up another touchdown to up the score, dog. This offense is moving and firing on all cylinders on my defense right now. And now how I see it, we just got to execute here in the second half. My defense, we've been playing piss poor, dropping picks, not making tackles, missing assignments. We got to step up. And as far as my responsibilities go, of course, I'm trying to lock everything down, make plays on the ball, but I'm being more conservative than ever, trying my best not to give up the big play. And after scoring those special teams, now here back in the red zone yet again, bro, Texas State is trying to flat out embarrass us in front of the home crowd. We hold them boys only 3 points, but in the fourth quarter with zero momentum going on either side of the ball, bro, it's going to be a struggle trying to come back in this one. It's going to be damn near impossible. And Texas State came into the crib with the most diabolical game plan ever. They completely X'd me out the game. The best player on the field, I was non-existent even though I played every single snap. Bravo to them boys, I cannot lie. And when offense only putting up one score, I'm pissed. Now I got to turn the intensity up in practice, making sure them boys feel me, because dog, there's no way y'all go out there and don't show up against a team of that caliber, and we were at the crib. And I'm not trying to hurt none of my teammates, but just trying to let them know that everything is crucial. From practice, the way we execute, the way we prepare, everything matters. And the thing, we finished last season ranked within the top 10 teams in the nation, came in ranked number 24 this year, and everything we worked for, everything we built, it just went to waste in a matter of weeks. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but I've made a few adjustments to my play style that's looking to be beneficial down the road, especially going into the NFL. My freshman and sophomore season, no press, no bump and run, none of that. Strictly off man and zone coverage, and it worked out for me. But coming into my junior season, looking forward to maybe a possible senior season and even going into the NFL, I have to be able to come down and put my hands on some of these receivers. And that's just so I can be a complete corner. There's not a single box I want an NFL scout or anybody to say I don't check off. I want to be the ultimate cornerback. I mean, even my favorite cornerbacks of all times, guys like Nick Sabatka, KJ Franks Jr., they didn't even come down to put hands on the receiver. They just hawked the lanes and got picks. And like I just said, some of, if not the greatest guys to ever play the position, especially at the college level, they were great in their own respectful right, but I want to do something a little different, add a different dynamic to my game. And a big thing that separates me from a lot of other corners, especially in my class, is my size. And it's not looked at as a good thing because I'm only 5'11", but I can make plays and get it done just about with anybody on the field. But then you look at a guy who didn't have the size but had all the technique in the world, like a Revis Island, who was was known for locking down some of the league's best receivers at the time. I guess you could say I'm trying to be somewhat of a cornerback specialist, be a rare breed, something we've never seen before. A guy that can put his hands on you, that lack the size but has all the technique in the world, and I can make a play on the ball, catch as many interceptions just like the best to ever do it. And then you add on the fact that I can come down supporting the run game. Now my outside contain needs a little bit of work, but if you need me to come down head to head, me the running back in the hole, I can flatline just about anybody you line up on me, even Derrick Henry. A solid day at home as we secure our first win of the season, 5 tackles, 2 for loss, 2 major interceptions. We finally get one in the win column. Hopefully we can roll off this momentum. Never in my life would I ever think I'd say this, feel this way about anything, especially football, but I'm going into every game on a week-to-week basis with zero confidence damn near. Like I believe in my individual ability, but not us as a team. We have a 1-3 record and now we're starting to go on the road and that's going to make things 2 times harder on us. By no means whatsoever am I counting us out of any of these games saying we can't win at all, but I'm just not going to be delusional about the facts. And I don't expect any player on this team to be perfect, but in situations like this, 3rd and inch is very crucial, big time play, and we get in the backfield, we don't succeed at taking his quarterback down, and we miss a tackle, I got to come across the field to make the play. But then on the flip side of that, I can't really open my mouth and say too much because I get absolutely obliterated as the quarterback walks into the end zone picking up a touchdown to take the lead. But one thing about it, I always have a response and some kind of answer to any mistake I might make on the field, dropping back into my zone on 3rd and 10 just before we go into the second half, coming away with an interception in the back of the end zone, toe tapping this one, falling down. That's a big time play. But to no surprise, offense couldn't capitalize on that or any opportunity they got throughout the 3rd quarter, and we about to walk into the 4th with the same 7 points we came into the second half with. And around this time, I'm starting to get into my head, down here trying to jam this big body receiver on 2nd down, and he gets the best of me, picking up the big play to 1st down and some. And from there, DeAndre Buford's going to walk his way into the end zone, manhandling my defense like he's been doing all day, just completely embarrassing my secondary, my DBs. We looking bad. It's one thing to have the opposing teams crowd on your neck, but when you're on the sideline with your guys and everybody's pointing fingers, going at each other's necks, dog, it's just complete chaos. We got to get it together. Guys are bickering, bantering, and going crazy on the sideline. DeAndre Buford's going to take advantage of my defense yet again, walking his way into the end zone for a huge 50-yard touchdown to completely seal this game and stump our heads into the mud. Back on the road again, and Rutgers offense has completely dominated this 1st quarter, marching their way down into the red zone, walking in for a touchdown. They strike first blood, and their D got our offense off the field immediately. They got the ball right back here at the back end of the 1st quarter, now trying to make a play on 1st and 10. It's 3rd and long, and their running back vacated the backfield immediately. I knew it was a pass, launching it towards my side of the field, going deep up the field into the end zone, but I'm too slow getting back into my position, dog. He makes the catch, completely baptizing me. Off to the worst start possible, giving up 2 scores in the 1st quarter, and I usually make my mistakes on the back end and usually make up for them on top of that, but for me to give up a touchdown that early in the game is insane, and it's going to put a damper on this defense. And to make matters even worse, we strap everything across the board when it comes to these receivers running across this field. We got them boys locked down, but somehow this quarterback has forever in the day. Our defensive front don't deliver no pressure whatsoever. After what seemed like a 30-second long play, marching their way back down into the red zone, trying to punch one in, the 10-yard curl is all mine. Picking up the interception, I outrun everybody but the most important player, the quarterback. He gets my ankle, stopping me from going in for 6. At this point, it's like their offense lives in our territory. We have yet to keep these boys pinned behind the 50 and make them punt the ball or anything of that nature. They continue to march down the field with no effort. So the injury, that secondary that I gloat so much about, that I love, that I talk so highly of, they give up a huge touchdown over the top. 2 guys in coverage right there where the receiver was. He just got the best of them, in this quarterback, a perfect ball. And speaking of this quarterback, where his offense is blocking for him like their life depends on it, he swerves his way up the middle of the field through traffic, goes into the end zone untouched. We get completely blown out on the road against Rutgers, dominated. At this point, I'm fed up. How are we not able to go in, execute a great game plan drawn up for a bunch of guys with more than enough talent to win games on a week-to-week basis? Now, instead of me lashing out, going off on the team, or just separate myself, going off in my own little bubble, I decided to take a different approach to try to get through to my guys. I decided to get together all of the guys who were on the team last year, the year before, and even the year before that, the seniors, the guys with something to prove. And I delivered a simple message. Y'all know what we're capable of, what we can do, what we have done. Just because we lost a lot of guys who brought that level of intensity doesn't mean that dies with them. And I just challenged them. They ingrained this mentality, this dog mentality, into all of the new guys that's on the team. And if they want to play like a puppy, they can piss on the porch. And with the 22nd ranked team in the country, Temple, with a 6-1 record coming in our crib today, getting a win over them today will be monumental for our confidence. And man coverage, a weird stutter step in the middle of this slant route kind of threw me off, but I do give up the 12-yard reception. We got a nice lead here in the third third quarter, but trying to press this receiver at the line, great release by him. Then he proceeds to run a crispy out route towards the sideline, getting the best of me. And at this point, I feel like Temple's trying to make a statement, going at the #1 player in the country time and time again. I'm making multiple mistakes in coverage. I'm surprised they ain't attacking me deep. And with a decent amount of frustration pent up, coming downhill, smacking this running back dog, I got to get off some way somehow. But I knew for a fact Temple wasn't going to be quiet for too much longer. Down here in the red zone, quarterback is going to drop back, throwing this ball, delivering it to the end zone in coverage for the touchdown. And things are still looking solid for us. Offense goes down, applies some more pressure with a field goal, and now it's the fourth quarter. It's crunch time, baby. But without a doubt, with it being crunch time, I knew Temple was going to hit the gas and march their way down, walking into the end zone and closing this lead. But with a tie game hanging in the balance on a 2-point conversion, throwing this one straight in the covers, my guys back this one down. This receiver almost caught it off the tip. Launching this one deep upfield on my side, you know I'm going to make the best of this opportunity after playing sloppy all day, coming away with the pick, and I'm trying to do everything I can to take this one back. I wanted that pick six so bad. How do we get a home game jumping? Kicked off to the best start possible, playing against the number 24 ranked team in the country with the pick six to the crib. My boy 12 all the way home with it. And big plays like that, especially that early in the game, is going to fire our team up. That's exactly what we need to get off to the best start possible. Although their records say one thing, these boys are extremely talented, a well put together football team. We sleep for even a second, they can turn up and kick the dough down on us. In these last couple of weeks, I've been focusing on giving up everything underneath, making sure I don't give up the big play, but now I'm starting to see a lot of teams are starting to target me in that area. So lately, man coverage been a little different than what I'm used to, but in this zone, I'm still the beast that I've always been. 1st and 10, getting over towards the sideline, coming away with a nice interception, putting my feet down before falling out of bounds. Beautiful play. And at this point in the game, especially with a 10-point lead in the third quarter, we're just trying to continue to establish our dominance, flying to the ball, making sure everybody's got a hand in on the action. And when you got your corners flying into the backfield, making tackles and just putting hands on their running back, that's a huge statement, letting them know that everybody across this field, from the biggest, smallest guys, whatever, we gonna come in and make a play. And with the deep zone here on second down, I peep the motion, snip out the run, get down and make a tackle on old boy. I love when our offense goes down and capitalize on these situations, dog. Put up a touchdown when we're holding one of the better teams in the country to 0 points through damn near 4 quarters. But we can't sleep just yet, and I'm stressing that to my guys. Giving up a big play here on 1st and 10, giving them the first down and some. We cannot fold this late in the game. We got to stay on point. As much as I believe in our team, I didn't think a shutout would be possible, and they completely kill those hopes and dreams as they walk into the end zone for a touchdown. This game is far from over, and offense continues to band together, showing that camaraderie, showing that they can go down and get it done, playing at their potential. And our defense, of course, the big playability is through the roof, coming away with INT number 2 in the day. Offense is on fire today, putting up another touchdown. This game is completely out of reach. And defensively, what do we do to put this one away? Doing what we do best. Absolutely. Catching another pick. We put these boys to bed, no problem. To start the season the way we did and to now be on a 2-game win streak feels phenomenal. I can't even lie to you. I guess my little strategy / plan to bring back what we had last season, that level of intensity, that mindset, that mentality, is kind of paying off in a way. And all I can do is hope that we continue to play with this mindset mentality for the remainder of the season. Even when we're gone, it doesn't just die with us. It continues to live throughout USF history. At first, it was all about coming here to play football, be the best player that I can be. Now, I want to completely rewrite, rearrange, and just amplify USF culture. And let this just not be a way of play on the field for football players, but a way to approach life for everybody in any situation, any circumstance across the board. But while I got hopes that we can win out the rest of this season, boy, Houston is coming into the crib and they're on fire, picking up another touchdown, extending their lead. Down 2 scores in the first half. The last time this happened, we got completely blown out the water. And this time around, we're not trying to let that happen. This is where the real test begins. Can we band together, lock in, execute the game plan to the highest of our ability, and make sure we don't get completely embarrassed at home for the second time this season? And with all that being said, offense went down and they delivered. Now with this being a 7-point game, 3rd and 16, taking a shot deep upfield towards 2 of the best DBs in the country, that's a terrible idea. He lucky this wasn't picked off. And in a situation like this, going into the 4th quarter, a big time play needs to be made, and who better to call on than the best player in the country? 3rd and 13, dropping off into the flats, picking up an interception off to the crib for the pick 6 to tie the game. And at this point, a 3-point lead is all we need to cruise our way to victory. Hold on tight, continue to step up defensively, and offensively, just hold on to the ball, run some of that clock out, and we can walk out of here victorious. We're just 1 game away from being 500 on the season. I'm not going to lie, against 2-7 SMU, I'm a little more confident than I have been the last couple of weeks. And not just me, but the confidence of the entire team has grown. And I love how we haven't taken this little streak and turned it into cockiness. We are all locked in, focused on the same goal. And that alone just shows the growth of this team. Being able to flip our season upside right, get back laser locked in, focused, that speaks volumes. And when you have a team full of guys that can make plays across the field and everybody else can fall into place and do their job, those playmakers really stand out. Under a minute left in the first half, taking taking a shot to my side of the field. This ball was overthrown, but this receiver did everything he could to go all out and make this play. It was nothing I can do about that. I've been saying it since forever, but the 5 and 10 yard curl continues to be the easiest route in the world to read and intercept, coming away with our defense second interception of the game, but you can put a 6 behind this pick. Over the last couple of weeks, especially since we've been able to string together a couple of wins, I'm starting to notice a pattern with our team. It's like the first half, we start off pretty slow, defensively not giving up too many points and offensively not producing much, but towards the back end of that second quarter, going into the second half, we get just enough to maintain the edge. And hey, if I'm being honest, that's enough for me, especially at this point coming off of what we just did. But when we get to that point, we can dominate from start to finish. I don't know if it'll be this season, but when we do, it's going to be scary. But that dominance is in full effect here in the fourth quarter, 31-3 lead, and it adds salt to the wound, man, picking off this ball off to the end zone with nobody with a chance to stop me from going in for 6. Number 2 of the day, the second pick 6. And at this point, completely obliterating SMU. And once this defense get rolling, there's no stopping us from continuing to dominate and make those big plays. My dog, 2-8, gets his first interception of the season. SMU's quarterback is out here seeing ghosts. He's completely destroyed, demoralized, mentally, emotionally, every way possible, throwing this one dead in the traffic. And who comes away with it? Me, with number 3 on the game. And you want to talk about a performance to remember, not only myself, but me and the guys. Dominated play to our best ability. This is what I expect out of us every week. But 6 tackles, 3 picks, and 1 forced fumble, nasty work. A rivalry game on the road against number 17 ranked UCF in the first possession from the jump off to start, getting into the end zone, going crazy. Last season, we proved to be the better team, not only having a better record, but also winning that game. This year, they're 9-1, ranked within the top 25, and they came to play, and they got dogs across the field. Last week, I spoke about patterns, one that we have as a team. Now showing a pattern of my own, giving up a huge play early. That's never a good sign that I'm going to have a good game. And once again, defensively, giving up 2 touchdowns in the first half. Last game, we did this. It was a struggle. It was a fight, but we came back. But usually this never ends well for us. We have to tighten up. Offense went and put one up. Now it's time for the defense to blow our backs. Without a doubt, this is hands down the worst first half of football I've ever played in my life. Throwing it right at me, over the top in my zone, giving up another big play. This one for a crucial, nasty touchdown. And once again, offense is continuing to dig us out of this hole, one that I feel like I'm personally responsible for digging. I'm putting us in a terrible position, making so many bad mistakes. I got to tighten up. And something I thought I'd never see, offense is playing up to par, and defensively we're struggling more than ever. We need to step up. More importantly, I need to step up. How can the biggest playmaker on the field continue to struggle? And I find it to be pretty crazy that offense is stepping up, producing in these conditions, a packed out crowd on the road against one of the better teams in the country. But what I find to be strange is my defense folding and bending like paper, giving up another touchdown, allowing UCF to tie this game up late in the third. Even though this game has already shaped up to be a complete offensive shootout, at some point one of our defenses got to step up and get a huge stop and take control of this game. And who better than us? Third and long, the route that I'm so famously known for picking off, they run it to my side of the field at the perfect time here midway through the fourth quarter. That's going to put us in great position to go down and score. And offense only went down and produced 3 points, but that's better than nothing. Taking a shot now towards the middle of the field, and my guy in man coverage coming away with a clutch PBU. Under 30 seconds left, who better to put this game away than the guy who's had some of the sloppiest cornerback play that you can possibly have throughout 3 quarters. This is a prime example of it's not about how you start, but how you finish the game. Our annual run-in with Charlotte, and we all pretty much know how this game is going to go, but the last thing we need to do is count them boys out. A complete turnaround of the season, man, now over 500. I think that win last week actually made us eligible for a bowl game. And now with just 2 games left here in the regular season, we're just competing to try and elevate the caliber of our bowl game, which I still deem to be very important. And now in a 3rd and 12 situation with a complete play breakdown with 35,000 days to get rid of this ball, we come away with a huge sack in the red zone on their quarterback. And without a doubt, offense goes down and capitalizes with great field positioning. Now with a 2-score lead, something that we usually don't have this early in the first half, we're looking to establish our dominance early, and I think we have. Now on the 2-yard line, dropping back, delivering an absolute dime off of his back foot, undeniable that they were going to score a touchdown this close to the end zone. And when I'm in zone coverage, especially with a deep responsibility on 3rd down, I know what to do. Sit, be patient, read the quarterback's eyes, cue him up to throw this ball, and it's effortless. Coming away with my first pick of the game just here in the second half. And once a playmaker of my caliber lay the blueprint out, my defense follows suit, coming away with another interception towards the middle of the field, dog, executing big plays on both sides of the ball, and we're down 3 points. We needed that desperately. And with that opportunity, offense went down, put some points on the board, and 3. Now midway through the fourth quarter, it's time for us to do what we do best: step up, make plays, and deny this Charlotte offense from marching down the field. I'm getting real physical at the line with this receiver on 3rd and 1, and with just a minute left in this game, of course, coming away with the interception down here towards the middle of the field, giving our offense the golden opportunity to take as many knees as they want and put this game to bed. I guess winning 6 straight games and 4 of those being against ranked teams that will land you in the Orange Bowl against the number 3 ranked team in the country. And as lopsided as this matchup may seem, trust and believe me and the guys are up for the challenge. But striking first will be Bama as Rich Young plows his way through my defensive line going into the end zone. Offense winning quickly responded. Now with a tie game here in the first quarter, this poor blocking from this receiver results in me getting a huge TFL. With Bama coming out of the SEC, being known for their running attack is going to make it extremely hard to make plays on the ball today. And then when they're breaking out big runs like this, is going to make it seem damn near impossible. But with me being one of the better tackling DBs in the entire nation, I'm going to do everything I can to come down and lay a hit, make sure he feels the presence of our defense. And on the timeout, that was my message to my defense, especially my guys on the back end. We have to step up and help and run support. We cannot allow this guy to get loose. But I'm pretty sure that was Bama's game plan. Put the ball on the ground, allow us to weaken up and soften up on the back end so they can make plays in the air, and they do exactly that. Targeting me, I give up a big first down. But on cue, in the clutch, my dog, in a position I would usually be in, especially on the right side of the field, he comes away with a huge interception. Could have rode it home for 6, but this quarterback did everything he could to track my boy down. And now with a decent but a completely unsafe 10-point lead here in the fourth quarter, my defense has to play damn near flawless here. On fourth down, an opportunity to put offense back on the field with some of the best field positioning possible, a situation I've been in 100 times, losing track of the ball, completely giving up the biggest play of the game. And you want to talk about cashing in on the golden opportunity, Bama marches down and scores with just under 2 minutes left, all off my back. Without a doubt, a turnover here would completely put this game away, and as he secures his second interception of the game, we get the shocking win over number 3 ranked Alabama, our 7th straight win of the season, capping off my junior year. By the end of my junior season, I had the college football world in the palm of my hands. I could have transferred to any school in the entire country and got a bag with it. I knew in the end it would just be my decision to make, and I would get a lot of backlash for it. But aside from that, I knew it would just be morally wrong to just up and leave USF. The only school, the only program to give me a chance, accept me with open arms, even though I had a lot of flaws coming in as a freshman. And then you add on the fact that all of this drama, this decision, everything that's coming with this entire situation could have been completely avoided if I would have just opted in and went to the league. And without a single doubt, I would have been a shoe-in for the first round. So I would have got a bag, I would have been in the league, had my career going to that next level. I would have done everything I set out to do and some. But what I've been able to accomplish individually and what we can accomplish together as a team this season means way more to me than just going to the league and securing a bag. And then I can add on the fact that I'm able to do something nobody in my family's ever done. That's not only go to college, but graduate with a degree. So do I get my degree? Yes. Can I go out here and still get paid? Of course. And do I give this team the best possible chance to go out here and win it all this season? Absolutely. And I don't even have to go into detail on how much better of a team we have this year than we did last season. If you pay close enough attention, you'll see it clear as day. We open up this season against a team we've already labeled as a W, but doing it in blowout fashion is just even better. And for me personally, my senior season is all about leading by example, doing everything I can to make plays on the field, making the least amount of mistakes as possible. I want my level of play to be remembered here forever, leave a permanent stamp on this program, set a bar so high that every player after me can come in and try to live up to it so this program can be great for years to come. Indiana Hoos is in a packed out crowd this week, and my boy Ben Knox kicks off this game in only a way he knows how, by dropping an easy pick. And hands down, one of the more underrated things about our team throughout these last 4 years has been our secondary. My guys up top been going crazy. Obviously, I've been a talk of the town, but all of my guys put in work, making plays on the ball, catching interceptions, doing it all. But right here, this pick in the back of the end zone on 1st and goal is disgusting. And on the very next possession, what I would say is a bad idea, throwing right at me up the field into my zone, but I get absolutely head topped by this receiver. After I get completely embarrassed, stepping up right before they get to the 50-yard line, my defense causing a fumble and recover. Indiana's running back goes on somewhat of a wheel route. He gets in position to take this one up the sideline. If he didn't step out, dog, he would have rolled that one home. And then they proceed to come to my side of the field yet again with the speed option. I think this offense might have something to prove. Now on 3rd and 5, and we're here in the fourth quarter, finally putting the ball back into the air. My boy Ocho cutting this ball off midair, and he take this one damn near back into the end zone, putting offense in great field positioning. With 5 receivers split wide, we all know what's coming. Dumping his ball off into the flats. The second he got his head around, it was nighttime. He knows going down. Our defense held up, played really solid, flying all over the place, getting to the ball, and offensively, they did exactly what we needed them to, putting points on the board. We walk out of here with a 17-point win on the road. Our schedule's looking a little different than what it usually does. My first time in my career playing Pitt on the road, a very prestigious school and a good football team. And off the rip, the big boys up front establishing their dominance, getting back for a nice TFL for -4 yards. Now 3rd and 10 with that trips formation on the left side of the field. I'm on an island with their best receiver, and I sit patiently and it pays off, coming away with a pick early in this one. Offense couldn't cash in, but it's all good. Another 3rd down situation. This quarterback knows he can't throw it deep, he can't throw it short. We're all over everything. He ends up taking a sack. Getting a little bumpy here in zone zone coverage, but this quarterback probably thought he was man because he throws it right here in the flats, exactly where I'm supposed to be at the right time, and I'm livid. I could have took this one to 6, but I get shoestring tackle, and that's one of the areas of my game I've been trying to get better at. Put my hands on these receivers, getting physical, showing that I'm more than just a zone or off man corner. Not 1, not 2, but make that 3 turnovers here in the first half for me and my guys. 2 picks for myself, but a forced fumble on the other side of the field. Offense gotta punch one in. Even though I watched it all in real time, I still don't understand how offense didn't get us at least a field goal. Then I proceed to give up the big play on my side of the field. But giving up more big plays or even a touchdown before the second half is not an option. Coming away with pick number 3 secured just here in the second quarter, and on a return, this quarterback was pissed. He tried to take me out. Creating 4 turnovers as a defense in the first half and not getting a touchdown or anything out of it hurts. But what hurts more, giving up a huge play like this on 1st and 10. And now with Pitt being a threat to score, dumping this one off towards the middle to their running back, what was supposed to be a 5 or 6 yard gain turns into a ride to the crib, taking a 7-point lead here towards the back end of the third quarter. As a defense, we played phenomenal throughout the first half, but with our offense being pretty much non-existent, the entire game was starting to fall apart, and Pitt's taking full-on advantage of it. We playing Cincy this year a little earlier than what we usually do, but we coming with the heat early with a forced fumble on the first play of the game. Sometimes I completely void my zone, especially when I see something I don't like. Like right here, my safety's picking up on the guy up the seam and not the guy going up the numbers wide open. I saved us from a touchdown on this play. Now I got that deep zone responsibility. I won't make the same mistake. I'm back in position, coming away with this interception in the end zone. He thought it was going to be sweet again. No, sir. A 28-0 lead going into the second half. Cincy's trying to punch one in so they don't get completely obliterated this quarter, and I'm doing everything I can to secure that. And just when I thought we had them dead to rights, this running back bounces back outside to my side of the field, punches one in. They get their first score here at the end of the second half. My offense has showed up in dominant fashion, embarrassing their defense, and they're trying to do a little bit of that on their own. Their quarterback takes it up the sideline with great effort, but we bringing this one all the way back because of a clipping call. Yes, sir. Like I said before, compared to my sophomore season, this is probably the best team we've had in the last 4 years, offense and defense going crazy. I already have a pick in this game, but defensively as a whole, we playing smash mouth defense and continuing to make plays. My dog coming away with another pick. And whether I'm in man, deep zone, or playing the flats, any opportunity I get to lay a big hit, I'm coming downhill full speed, blasting anything in sight. And anytime their offense gets rolling with any type of momentum, we shut it down ASAP. Another forced fumble, the 4th turnover of this game, but my defense is playing like an all-time great defense. Coming down here trying to press this receiver, he wins at the line, makes the catch. I miss my opportunity to at least make up for it with a tackle. He rides this all the way home. I give up another touchdown on the season. Ben Knox with a scoop and score, taking this one down the middle of the field into the end zone to put this game completely to bed. We secure a blowout win over Cincy. I'm not sure what it is, but every season we play Memphis on the road, and then on top of that, they always put up a fight despite what their records say. Dropping back on 3rd and 8, and what looks like could have been an easy pick for my guy, an absolute dot for 13 yards, picking up the first down, connecting with Chris Carter. 1st and 10, and you go 5 receivers split wide. We know what type of time y'all on, but if I had $1 for every pick my teammates dropped this season, boy, I wouldn't need that NIL bag. But if you flip that and give me $1 for every time we cause a fumble or even scoop and score, I'd be rich as hell as well. My dog coming away with the scoop and score after I laid a big time hit. We execute another defensive touchdown. I haven't paid too much attention to the numbers this season, but I'm pretty sure hands down without a doubt my defense leads the country in points scored. Another 5 wide set for Memphis. You sit 2 receivers down on both sides of the field. You throw it my way, it's a pick. On the other side, it gets batted down, incompletion nonetheless. My offense has been kind of stale throughout this third quarter, real silent, and Memphis marches down, punches one in. They're on the board, 14-7 is the score. And of course, with that touchdown, Memphis done kind of dropped their nuts a little bit. They're trying to grow some confidence, throwing this one across the middle on my guy. I don't like that at all. I gotta make a play. This time around, down here in the red zone, 4 receivers split wide, go with the read option, and what looks like daylight turns into another turnover secure for my defense, and we needed it big time. Now they go with the trips look on my side, and I've been trying to lurk these flats all game. Finally get my opportunity here on 3rd down. In the 4th quarter, I died for this one. There was no way in hell I was allowing this catch. Give me that. My fear of losing to a 1-4 Memphis team got me channeling my inner Super Saiyan. Not only jumping this route, but securing the pick, stiff arming the guy into the dirt, and using my speed to get into the end zone, putting Memphis to bed. One of my most complete games, not only as a corner ever, but as a defensive player, period. 13 tackles flying all across the field, 2 for loss, of forced fumble, and 2 picks. If you flip our record around, you get Charlotte. But going at me, the best player on the field, with your first offensive possession is never a good idea. This receiver makes a great attempt on the ball, but I'm right there to knock it loose. Coach then gave me the go-ahead to check in and out of certain coverages depending on what I see. And with 5 receivers split wide, there's no way in hell I'm finna stay committed to a blitz. Wide open real estate, I know my best bet is to make that sideline look as vulnerable as possible. I do exactly that, and that results in an easy snatch away pick for your boy. A real silent first quarter for my offense, and it does cause a little bit of frustration, but with that, new newfound frustration, I release it on every team's running back every chance I get. And taking a handoff up the middle with a clean hole right in front of him, I'm going to close that up before you can blink, getting here, knocking him flat on his back. Kicking off the second quarter, I've been struggling to press some of these receivers lately, but when I tell you we got playmakers on my team, another interception, my defense is going to do it for me every single time. Dropping back into my zone, surveying the field, reading the quarterback's eyes, and as much as I wanted to track this receiver across the field, I see his teammate coming right at me, and the second I drop him, he's wide open for the catch. What did I just say last week? When I see something I don't like, I will abandon my zone with no problem, dropping back all the way into the deep zone where my teammate's supposed to be, and I end up securing the pick. It's looking like we finna hit the tunnel with a scoreless first half, but here with this pressed man towards the end of the second quarter, getting handsy with this receiver at the line, causing him nothing but pure hell. At this point, I'm just trying to help out my offense, giving this receiver pretty much all the space he could ask. His quarterback has no choice but to throw it, making another incredibly athletic play, another one-handed pick 2 weeks in a row. Offense finally went a secured one, but Charlotte went and got a field goal, and right here on the brink of scoring a touchdown, throwing that bending them in the back of the end zone was a crucial mistake. Interception, let's get it. Offense went down and scored, and what could potentially be the final play of the game, I'm dropping back in man coverage, and the way I see it, the ball was sailing clean out of bounds. I couldn't have been more wrong. We take a heartbreaking loss to Charlotte. Man, I swear that loss last week burnt a hole through my heart. Losing to 1-4 Charlotte is just distasteful. And all week, even through practice, I was damn near about to let that game completely shatter my confidence, my mindset for the entire year. I gave that one up on me. Solely my fault, no one else to blame. But this week, against a talented Louisville team, matching 4-2 records on the line, I got to step up and be here for my team this week. Be the leader that everyone is counting on me to be every single week in, week out. Both of my guys making big plays already in the first quarter, and offense actually going down, securing a touchdown within the first half. We're already showing signs of improvement. Speed option coming to my side, and nothing but open field right in front of him, plus the lead blocker is not looking good. I pretty much scared his quarterback into pitching the ball. I almost dove on it, but the running back had a way better angle than I did. Now staring down the end zone, going with the read option. Quarterback's going to keep. I shed my block, picking up the big time tackle. They will not score a touchdown here in this first quarter. They haven't taken any shots all game so far, but throwing at me, that's a mistake. But you want to throw at Big Ben, that's damn near big a mistake. He going to step up and make that play every time. And on 3rd and 7, just hanging back, read my zone, surveying the field as best I can, trying to give up that sideline to make a big play. He dumps it off with the safe route, but of course, we come flying down, securing the tackle, no first down. Louisville's offense has been super conservative throughout this third quarter, trying to go with the quick throw, another forced fumble and scoop and score for the guys. My defense this season, lights out. Compared to games in the past, everyone thought this was going to be a shootout coming into this week, but my defense has other things in mind. Another turnover for my guys. And to completely bake the cake, with the icing and the cherry on top, in the flats curl route, that's a pick all day long. I read those like it's nothing. Pick 6, let me get that. I feel like the guys stepped up and played extra hard for me this week. Last game I gave up a touchdown. They know I took it pretty bad, but this week, man, we're flying all over the field, making plays on that ball like crazy. I always get excited when I see my teammates make big plays, but when one of the new guys step in and do something incredible like catching the pick on the sideline is absolutely incredible. Pressing this receiver at the line, tracking him across the middle of the field, placed me in perfect position to stop the scrambling quarterback. After he picks up the first down, he could have went for a lot more. Even after watching film all week on this team, I didn't expect their quarterback to come out here and put on a rushing attack like this, especially in the first half. He is trying to beat the road right now. And now getting their running back involved, handing the ball off in an outside zone, picking up first down after first down. It seemed like they're running the ball with ease right now. One thing I've struggled with throughout the last 4 years of my college career is maintaining the outside, containing the run. 3rd and goal, they strike. We went from an 11-point lead to only 4. Now here on 2nd and 15, trying to move the chains, get back into that position so they can go down and score. Temple's trying to get back into that end zone. And even though the situation is different, I'm having flashbacks when I gave up the game-winning touchdown against Charlotte. Now I'm just trying to do everything I can to prevent the big play, especially when we're in this distance. We hold them to a field goal and my offense goes down and does the exact same. Now going into the 4th quarter, we got to turn up the heat and trying to stick with that run game that's been working out for them throughout the entirety of this game. My dogs getting to the backfield with a huge TFL. But if I told you I thought we was going to shut Temple's offense down for the remainder of this game, I'd be flat out lying. Another huge run and first down pickup from their quarterback. Back here in a similar situation as the Charlotte game, where I got an opportunity to make a play on the ball, and on 1st and goal, not only giving up the catch, but a touchdown to put them within reach of taking this lead. If Temple wants a chance at winning this game, they're going to have to put it all on the line. But I'm going to kill all those hopes and dreams. Great bait and zone coverage, getting over, securing the game-winning interception, sealing a W. It almost seems like every team in the American Conference besides us and UCF has taken a huge downfall over the years. Teams like SMU, Cincinnati, just to name a few, a couple of years ago had outstanding records and were even ranked around this time of year. Now it's the complete opposite. But that's the thing about it. You cannot come into these games on a week-to-week basis with that mindset of they're an inferior opponent. You have to treat them as such. That 3-5 record, I'm looking at it as if they're 8-0. And they're letting it be known right here today against one of the better teams in the country in us that they're not a pushover team. SMU is trying to make a statement, marching their way all the way down the field, trying to punch another one in before the second half. And honestly, I can't recall the last time over the last 2 seasons where we gave up more than 2 or 3 scores in the first half. This might be a first in a very long time. And now here in the back half of our schedule with not the greatest teams lined up, I think we'd be pretty confident moving forward, especially with everyone being well rested and healthy. Something that usually happens to me that I didn't think I would see ever, a big time bomb thrown on the other side of the field on one of my main guys. That was nasty. And that huge play is going to set SMU up with prime field positioning to punch one in to further their lead. I thank God that the guys on O figured it out, went down and scored to close in on this lead, but their offense is rolling, firing off on all cylinders, picking up another first down on my head. When I see these 5 wide sets, that means an opportunity is about to be on the table, and when it comes down to these curl routes, I'm an opportunist, capitalizing, coming away with the interception, but I'm pissed I get shoestring tackled. This receiver's going to run a route towards the sideline, giving his quarterback a look that he cannot ignore, not only coming away with the pick, but taking this one all the way back to the crib for a pick 6, doing what everyone in the country thought we would do today, and that's win this football game. Without a doubt, hands down the most exciting and impactful fourth quarter of football I've ever played in my life, coming down on my 3rd pick just here in the 4th quarter, dead in this game, completely sealing a W. How about Rutgers coming out of the Big Ten unexpectedly 7-2, and I'm surprised they're not ranked at this point. And I think this is maybe the 3rd time this season we've faced a team we've had the exact same record, and it almost feels like it really hangs in the balance like a championship game of the sorts. And with the 10-point lead here just in the first half, it's looking pretty promising, and offense might get rolling today. And Rutgers' game plan is pretty obvious: throw the ball short, keep everything underneath, and I've been giving it up pretty easy, but trying to come down and make these tackles before giving up a huge play. And how about my linebacker flying through the gap like a bat out of hell for a big time TFL? How about catching me by surprise on 3rd and 9, taking a deep shot toward the sideline? I'm thinking this ball is sailing out of bounds, but I completely lose sight of it. But one thing about it, especially after learning throughout this season, anytime I slip or slack, my guys on this defense always steps up and lets me know that they got my back through thick and thin, no matter how bad of a play it may be on my part. And keep in mind, Buddy, who caught the pick, 3rd string guy, always on the bench, finally got some action, came through and secured a much needed pick. That 5 wide set is always a gift, but when the blitz doesn't pay off, a wide open guy in the middle of the field is never a good look for us. And now here in the 4th quarter, Rutgers in the red zone, thinking if they get something rolling, read option, quarterback's gonna keep, I later would, force fumble, and we jump on the ball. Offense couldn't make nothing shake, but Rutgers right back at it, marching down the field, making big play after big play. It seems like we got them at a hold. We're keeping them out of the end zone, but they continue to make an effort. If anybody ever analyzes my film from freshman to senior season, they'll see a bunch of ups and downs, making plays on the ball, picks, you name it, but also giving up some wicked touchdowns. And being pretty much sealed, not sure why we're still in the field, but an opportunity to make up for my mistake on 2nd and 10. I love it. I appreciate it. Thank you. Interception secured and the W. Every year, y'all know how it gets when we go up against our arch rival. Offense went down and scored, and defensively, we're going to take that ball away immediately. The guys couldn't go down and capitalize with that opportunity, but UCF on this drive is pretty pinned back deep into their own territory. And how about this? On 2nd and 3, with plenty of time in the pocket, this quarterback's going to throw on the other side of the field, and Ben Knox coming through with a crazy PBU. One thing about me that I'm pretty sure is never going to change, even with me going to the league next year, is these curl routes. If I see it, I'm picking it off, guaranteed, automatic, to the crib for 6, going crazy. But one other thing I know about the next level, these receivers, these backs, they get a lot bigger going to the NFL, so making hits like this probably would be non-existent coming from my end. God knew what he was doing when he didn't make me 6'3". Standing at only 5'11", I can make plays on the ball like no other, but sometimes I wish I had that extra height so I didn't get head top like this. And honestly, thinking about the whole draft process and everything, how are scouts and how are people going to evaluate me, especially when they look at my tape and see that I've given up so many big plays? Potentially the last drive before we go in for half, 5 receivers split wide, we know what time it is. It's like taking candy from a baby. Not only do I secure my 2nd pick of the first half, but I pull off a pretty decent return. The level of intensity in these rivalry games continues to rise every single season, but the last couple of years we've been flat out dominating UCF. And this hands down has to be the worst zone coverage I've ever played in my entire life. Way too confident in my ability, I give up a huge touchdown, the first one of the game. Thankfully, offense went down and did something to protect this lead, and the only thing protecting this quarterback from throwing another pick right here is his receiver making a great effort to catch this ball. We came out here, got the huge win against our ranked foe, and once again, just like I do every season, stepped up my play, got multiple picks in one of our most anticipated games of the season. And of course, we jump off in the top 25 right after we get that win against UCF. It would have been criminal for us not to be. Coming off of what started last season to be a terrible year and to get back to where we were just 2 years ago, it feels phenomenal. Don't get it twisted, an underrated Houston team at home with a lot to prove could definitely rain on our parade. One thing about building something great, as you elevate, so does your play. You got to get better every single week. You can't get complacent. You can't get comfortable. You got to stay on your toes. Already wigging out a little bit. I want to make sure we don't let this game get out of control in no way, shape, or form. Because if I remember correctly, throughout the run game, this quarterback ripped us to shreds last year. He was unstoppable, especially in the red zone. First 3 quarters was pretty stale, but now here in the fourth, somebody got to step it up, turn it up to that next level. And who better than my defense? 2-5 with a big time pick. And not too much action coming my way through the air. They're trying to really establish this run game, especially now that we're up 1 point, trying to run some clock out and go down and score. But I'm coming down making hits, doing it all. You know, one thing I'm preaching to my secondary, play in and play out, is that to be prepared. They got to take a shot at some point, especially if they want to win this game, trying to keep them out of field goal range as well. Offense went down, did exactly what we needed them to do, and at this point, defensively, we just got to cruise our way to the victory. Don't give up any huge game-breaking plays. Now here on 4th and 7, what could potentially be their final chance to make something happen on this drive, 2-5 drops his potential second pick of the game, but he does secure us the W. Today, my college football career comes to an end. The final game. This is it. Back-to-back Orange Bowls for USF as well. Seems like yesterday when I was stumbling in as a hard-headed freshman with a lot of baggage and just with my head down with a lot to prove. And over the last 4 years, being one of the key factors to take a low-tier program to some of the greatest heights of college football just feels amazing. I've solidified myself amongst some of the greatest, not only at the position, but this game, being one of the best players to ever do it. Number 5 Maryland is the only thing standing in the way from us winning our second consecutive Orange Bowl, but a pick 6 here will definitely put us in good position to secure that. Even with all the trophies, accolades, and accomplishments I've been able to achieve over the last couple of years, that's something I take a little more pride in. And hands down, that's something even the greatest cornerbacks of all time to ever play college football couldn't and just flat out wouldn't do. And that's simply just remain loyal. Stay here, stick it out, even when things got as worse as they possibly could be. Through all the ups and downs, I remain solid. And if you ask me, that loyalty, that love, sticking with this program outweighs anything I could have won as an individual or even us as a team, a national championship, whatever. And something else major off the field that holds a lot of weight that my family takes a lot of pride in. I'm actually going to graduate with my degree in sports science. So I get to walk the stage in front of my family with that cap and gown and be labeled, honored, recognized as one of the greatest athletes to ever come through USF. And to cap off a very low-scoring, hard-fought battle here in the Orange Bowl against the number 5 ranked team in the nation, a one-handed pick falling to the ground in the rain to secure the W. 14 total tackles, 2 picks in my final game of my career, and I'm labeled player of the game. It couldn't have ended any better. My stats over the years, multiple veterinary trophies, Nargursky, Thorpe's, over 100 tackles this season, 97, nearly 100 picks on my career. Without a doubt, one of the greatest to ever do it.